My knee hurts.
Oh, how about your high knee?
My high knee feels good.
Oh.
How about your high knee?
Terrible.
Is it live? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we're live.
The thing was spinning on my end.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you guys tonight. Kevin is having problems with his internet. You're having problems with your spin-ins.
How you spinning?
How you doing, HK? Everything's good on your end?
Fantastic, man.
You look good.
Hey, I appreciate that. So, as do you, my friend.
Why, thank you, sir. Always welcome comments from HK.
Always.
Matt, you're looking less disgusting this week.
Thanks. I got a haircut and I trimmed the beard.
No, you look good. You look good. You look like you're ready for tonight's show.
Because I know because you did this last time.
And you took a shower. Did you get some deodorant on? Because we're getting extreme.
When I got up to take a piss, then you shit talked me the whole time I was gone.
Of course we did. Did you expect anything different?
Look, when I get up, I am not the show. Okay,
you are, dude. Watching you waddle to the bathroom, the light goes on, you disappear to the left. So then we can pontificate as to what exactly is happening behind us.
How come you don't close that door?
Yeah, dude.
What do I need to close the door for?
Privacy?
Yeah.
Privacy from who?
From us, the viewers.
I take my screen down unless you fucking chodes put it back up.
No, we would never do that. What are you talking about?
Full of shit. So yeah, that's why I don't have to close the door because you can't see into the bathroom. Like you can't see to where I'm taking a piss. You can just see my vanity.
Taking a piss. You double checking now?
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's no possible way you could see me.
There's not visual, but what about audio?
My microphone is off. Like, I don't understand why you just can't start a wrestling conversation. You have to, like, bring me up, and then you're talking about, like, Tony's kid is on a diet with him. Like, and then I sit down, and then I got to listen back, and it's, you know how I said Matt was looking good earlier in the show? Shit. He's going to close the door. Let's fucking pop the screen. What do you think? You think he's singing to himself? You think he's humming a song to himself? Oh, here he comes. Oh, yeah, so my kid's on this new diet where he picks up heavy things. Oh, Matt's back. Hey, Matt, how's it going? What's going on?
How was the G1?
You can talk about other things. You don't have to fucking... Not the show. Assholes.
We get lost. We get so lost.
Don't get lost. Wrestling. Talk about anything.
Matt in front of the bull going, I'll become it.
Oh, whizzing on myself.
Shining wizard.
Oh.
I do know such thing, gentlemen.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Mamacita.
We have a humdinger of a
That's
show.
Right.
3 guys tonight. We got Tod Gordon at 8 o'clock. At 7 o'clock. He's talking about his brand new book, which you can pre-order on Amazon right now. Tod is God. Comes out tomorrow. You're a dickhead, Tony. We got PWI Rankings tonight we're going to talk about. We're going to get in a little time machine and have some fun with that. We got tons of wrestling to talk about and all sorts of other fun adventures. Adventures from the week. I saw KJG on Thursday
That's right.
night. We went bowling. So there's an exciting adventure there. And
I made it out.
Good times, great hits. So what now?
He said he made it out. I asked if they locked him up.
That's right.
Oh, all right.
Only KJG can answer that. Was he locked up?
Well, that's a tease.
Oh,
Getting honey.
so that's all. We're going to talk Abdullah, Dark Side of the Ring. Handsome Kevin has been playing Fight Forever, so I can't wait to talk about this. The text message has been coming in hot all week. Tony is a TWA original, so I'm excited to learn about this. And it's all coming at you next here on episode, what are we on? Nellie's in the way.
647.
Thank you. Episode 647. The Shining Whistle.
Holsenfossen.
647.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You're watching
The Shining Wizards.
The Shining Wizards
Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast. Man.
You are tuned in live to episode number 647 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, coming to you live on social media and going with you wherever you go on each and every one of those streaming and podcasting platforms. But it's time to get extreme with some wrestling talk.
And talk about the wrestling.
Tony!
Handsome Kevin.
KJG.
My boys, we are all back in the hizzle for shizzle tonight. How's it going? Hell yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm happy to be back.
Great to have you back, dude. You look good. You look relaxed, refreshed.
Yeah, man. Spent a nice long weekend down in Florida. That'll do it. With the very special person, so I'm very excited about that. Very happy about where things are going for me in my personal life. Thank you for everyone that's reached out. All good in the hood. So great. So happy to be back, man.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question about this Florida vacation. Did you have an encounter with a shark like The Undertaker?
I did not have an encounter with the shark. The waters are very, very peaceful. Very, very peaceful.
Because you saw that, right?
I saw that he had to save Michelle McCool from the shark
He
attack.
just stood between her and a shark and just angrily looked at this tiny shark.
Was the shark afraid of his dong?
Let me ask you this:
Dong.
Did he go like this and have lightning strike the shark? Gimmick?
No, there's no WWE magic there. He didn't ascend into the heavens with the shark. He didn't. There wasn't a smoky coffin with not him in it after he got put in it. It was just him. It's like this.
Are you sure he didn't play a little Kid Rock and the shark just went, I'm fucking out of here?
No, if he did that, the shark would have opened a Bud Light.
Yeah. What about Limp Bizkit?
You're rolling, baby.
You done it now.
That was a sassy rolling, Matt. You're
Let me tell you. Before Tod Gordon joins us, there was a thing online where I may have challenged JD Drake to a bowling match a while ago, and then he had tweeted, I guess late Sunday night, that he was going to be in Newark Thursday and wanted to go bowling, and my schedule worked out where I was done at 7 o'clock. So I was like, hey, Hanover Lanes are 20 minutes from Newark. We should fucking meet up and go bowling. And he was like, absolutely. So I reached out to KJG, Kate the Great, Ant Money. We were going to do a little bowling thing with JD Drake. It was going to be a lot of fun. Weather was shits on Thursday in the North Carolina, so his flight got super delayed. But I had already come home and picked up my bowling shit. So I said, I'm still going fucking bowling. So Kevin was like, I'm not letting him go alone. And Ant Money was like, it's already on my fucking calendar. So the Ultimate Forces joined up at the bowling alley. And it was a lot of fun, but I fell twice.
He did. He bit it hard, at least twice, and maybe once before I even got there.
And it fucking hurt. My knee's been bothering me a lot. And then I went.
How did you fall?
How?
I need to know.
The way I bowl, I don't use my thumb. I just use my 2 fingers. And I
That's
spin
what
the
she
ball.
said.
Oh boy,
Well,
Spin the ball.
you spin the ball with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Tony, I'll tell you, he's really good.
Yeah, but how do you not break your fingers, dude? That thumb is for the control.
How do I not?
That's
Good,
why he
man.
fell.
I guess so.
No, but I put so much torque that sometimes my shoe doesn't land flat and I fucking eat shit. I go right down on my knee. So that really hurt and that was bothering me all weekend. And then I went back to the bowling alley today because it was $3 games.
Oh boy.
And I decided I was going to get some bowling in this afternoon and I fell again and I am in a lot of pain right now.
So on 2 different bowling trips, you have now bit it in like this in less than 7 days.
Yes. And this today when I bid it, there was like 4 people at the bowling alley and every single one of them asked me if I was okay. It was pretty fucking embarrassing.
Let me ask you this: were you wearing that tank top when you went bowling?
No, I was not. I was wearing an FTR t-shirt.
Nice, love FDR. Yo, I suck though. I stink at bowling. I thought it was a lot better.
Fun.
I thought it was a lot better than that. I got 2 strikes though. We'll say that. Those. But I don't think I broke 100.
That's not that good.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. I think maybe the first game I did, maybe like 104 or something. But other than that, it was like 83 and 76.
Now, I want to go back to Matt. You said you had to go home to get your bowling shit. Like, do you have your own shoes, your own ball, all that?
Oh, he's prepared.
I just picture him like Bill Murray and Kingpin, just with the. Is that who you are? You got the wrist guard and all that?
I don't have a wrist guard. No, I need a knee guard.
I get you
My knee is fucking swollen and it hurts.
And you went back for more. Like that's what I don't understand.
Didn't think I was gonna fall again. I was into the middle of my 4th game before I ate shit.
Yeah, but if your knee's hurting, doesn't that mess you up on your approach? Like
No, it only hurts when I fucking fall directly on it. It didn't hurt as bad today. Like when I got to the bowling alley, it wasn't bothering me. But when I left, it was hurting.
Did you go back to Hanover?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mondays, $3 games.
Back on the horse. All day?
Yeah, 1 to 10 p.m. I bowled 5 games, and I had myself a Pepsi, and it cost me under $20.
That ain't bad.
A Jack and Pepsi?
No, just a regular Pepsi.
That's a shame.
I didn't want to. I don't want to get. If you start drinking too early, maybe you get the sleepies or you get a little headache, and I didn't want that to happen. I still picks to go over, and I still had to watch Dark Side of the Ring and do some research for Tod is God. So I didn't want to spend my afternoon napping.
Very responsible. Very responsible. I couldn't do it.
I want to know how this bowling alley has $3 games when my son wanted to go bowling last week, and I went online to book a lane at Bolero, which is what the Wallington Lanes is now, apparently.
Wallington.
Dude, they wanted $200 fucking for 90 minutes on the lane for 3 people.
Holy shit.
On Saturday. On Saturday, it was like 6 o'clock. It wasn't even Saturday night. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we ain't going bowling. Fuck that nonsense.
No, it was Monday's summer special, $3 games.
See, I wonder if the bowling alley in town has shit like that, because they're like still your local bowling alley. They didn't become franchised, you know? It's possible.
And they've been there forever.
Yeah. North Arlington Lanes, they've been there a super long time.
I was talking about the Hanover Lanes.
Oh, Hanover's been there a long time, too. What's the one that's over on, the one over by the airport that we used to go to off of Bloomfield Avenue?
Oh, that's not there anymore. That's a Walgreens now.
Oh, that's gone, too?
Yeah, and so is
20
Eagle
years,
Rock
dude.
Lanes.
Wait, what'd you say, Kev? Which ones are gone?
So are Eagle Rock Lanes, Eagle Rock Bowling Alley
Fuck.
on West Orange, north on Eagle Rock Avenue.
Yeah, dude. The mean streets of North Arlington used to have 2 bowling alleys for years, and they shit canned one to put in a fucking Dollar General years ago.
North Arlington seems like a big bowling town for some reason.
It used to be. It probably still is. Last time I was on a league, and this is a long time ago already, we used to bowl over at Lodi Lanes on 46.
Did you have a shirt?
No, we didn't, but I did have my own ball, and I had my own shoes.
Aunt Money had a ball that had the rock on it.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
Well, he found it at Goodwill. It was Sergio.
Oh, yeah, Sergio. That's right.
Oh, his balls. Oh, that's fucking hysterical.
It was somebody else's, and they had their name engraved in it, and it was in the Goodwill store window for like $4.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, I got to know your bowling league name of your team.
Oh, Flowers by Chuck.
Oh, okay.
It was my dad's team.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Free advertising.
Yeah, because the last bowling team I was on, I was a ringer for the ADP. And we single-handedly won them the championship.
You really are a good bowler, huh?
Yes. And then in high school,
what's your average?
oh God, I think today I bowled like 170 was my average over the 5 games.
Yeah, mine last time I bowled was probably about a 162, 163, which was not great, but it was decent.
I'll tell you, Tony, it was very impressive. He kind of, with all due respect, Matt, he kind of slipped towards the end of the night, but I think that's more of the Jack and Cokes.
I would love to tell you it was, but I slipped this afternoon. There was no Jack and Coke. It's just the amount of fucking torque I try and use.
No, I'm not saying it's like physically
balance.
Slip. I mean your scores.
Oh, yeah, well, there's ups and downs. It was before Thursday night. I probably hadn't gone bowling in like 10 years.
Wow.
Right. No, but I had a great time. I'm glad I came out. You, me, Aunt Money, Mark Order, Shining Wizards Network event. It was good stuff.
I used to try to bowl at about 16 miles an hour, like really whip the ball, but I found if I slowed it down just a little bit, like a 12 or 13 mile an hour throw for me, got me better in the sweet spot. This little shit you can say, maybe you don't have to torque it all the way out to get some pin action,
Did you just say twerk it all the way out?
Torque, but yeah. Column A, column B.
Fair enough.
Imagine Matt fucking every time he throws a strike starts clapping his ass cheeks.
Try and stop me.
That's an incredible premise.
There's a kid that he would put out YouTube videos. I think he played Call of Duty, and every time he got a kill, he would throw a fucking rave in his room. He had these things set up behind him. It looked like the Kane Pyro, and every time the techno music hit, fucking flames would come out of him. He'd have laser lights. He'd start fucking dancing and pumping his fists. And one version, his mother came in the room while he was doing it, and he turned around to her, and it was like Jay and Silent Bob, and she started fucking dancing with him. It was fucking hysterical.
I could see you doing that with Diana.
I would love doing that. My mother used to come in when I used to play Commodore 64 all the time. What are you playing? What are you doing?
Commodore 64.
Fuck yeah, dude.
My first system was Atari 2600.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
But
well, Tod Gordon's joining us any minute.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now, man.
Uh-oh. This may have to go into the fucking Ken Patera
I
column.
was gonna say
No. I'm speaking with him right now. This is not a ghosting situation.
Gordon.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
There we go.
Matt was making me nervous there for a minute.
I wasn't mad. I told you I was talking to him. You made it sound like he was fucking ghosting us.
I said no such thing. How dare you?
You said Tod Gordon's joining us any minute. And then I said I'm working on it. And you said, is this another Ken Patera situation? And I said, no, I'm talking to Tod right now.
Well, I would never want to throw Tod Gordon in the same conversation as Ken Patera. Let's be honest.
Thank you. Or through a window, the cafeteria through somebody.
Love that. All right, it's going to be that kind of interview. Welcome, Tod Gordon.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys. How y'all doing?
We are doing great. The Godfather of Extreme, is that a moniker that you've heard yet? Because I think
I've heard
that's
Todfather of Extreme.
Todfather is amazing. I actually like that one.
Sandman made that one up.
Yo, you're the Tod Come on, you've got to do some impressions. You had some characters come through that locker room. Who's your go-to?
Well, Sandman's the easiest one. I mean, my God, I'm with him so often, even now, that it's so easy to do him. It's hard to tell a story about him without doing him. It's almost impossible.
So how often do you keep in contact with guys like Sandman or people that are still, kind of active or maybe not even so active in the business?
Actually, it's going to sound crazy, but it's 30 years or ever later, I don't go a week without talking to Sandman, Fonzie, and Scorpio. Ever. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Sandman's awesome. Like, he lives right near me, but Fonzie's in Florida and Scorpio's out. I don't know where the hell he is now, but we keep in contact all the time, the four of us. It's a really tight-knit group that we've had for 30 years now.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. Did you, when you were first involved with the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance and you wind up taking over and you make it into Eastern, what was the feeling in your gut? Like, did you ever have the feeling that this was going to be bigger or as big as what it became when you took over the business?
Not in 1,000 years. I mean, we were doing bar shows in front of 80 people once a month. It was like a little hobby. And from there, 2 years later, we're on pay-per-view. And don't even ask me how that ball just kept rolling down that hill, but it was insane. No thoughts about it being that big ever.
All right.
We're on the line with Tod. Oh, sorry, Tony.
No, go ahead.
Tod Gordon. The Tod is God. The authorized story of how I created Extreme Championship Wrestling. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon. It drops tomorrow. And I ordered mine, so I can't wait to hear it. And, ECW, everybody knows the stories from ECW. What are some of the topics you cover? We kind of joked about it before. Tony was like, Tod Gordon's a mole. And I was like, you're not going to fucking say that on the show, are you? He was like, no, because I'm a fucking pussy. But I would imagine in the book, because that is something that is very associated with you, and there's a lot of rumor about that. You will address that story?
That entire story is addressed from beginning to end. When you hear that story, it's one of the more shocking things actually in the book, because it actually was something Paul and I were doing together in order to help him reunite the locker room, which became fractured. And everybody thinks, oh my God, it was him against. No, it wasn't me. We were together through the whole thing. And that's in the book, and it's spelled out really clearly. The whole story is, there's nothing I held back on. Not the drugs, not the sex, not the rock and roll, nothing.
Was there
all out there?
Was there anything when you were putting this together? Was there anything that you thought like, okay, maybe that shouldn't go in, or were you completely gates open? Let's lay it all the fuck out there.
You're exactly what it was. It was gates open all the way. It wouldn't be true like to the way I ran the wrestling federation, which is always like fans first, and if I like the show, then they'll like the show. I put on shows for myself, which is by means of the audience became same kind of a love for the product. Same way with the book. I put every question anybody would have in there, and I told stories no one's ever heard before. Some of which are having on the ground laughing, and some of which are having saying, "Wow, I never looked at that guy like that before." Wow, it's a lot in there. I'm telling you right now.
So I got needled and chided before the interview. So I need to ask you this.
Who chided you?
The guy above me, and not so much the guys below me, but yeah, there you go. He's proud of himself.
Which is the handsome one?
That's the guy all the way at the bottom.
Okay.
See, we have to hide him down there to make the rest of us look a little better. You know what I mean? Who was it harder to work with, Gino Caruso or Metal Maniac?
Gino's a piece of cake. Metal Maniac was, didn't get it. He was almost Taz-like, other than that didn't get a push. I mean, he just didn't quite get it. Metal Maniac story right at the top. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. We're in Chestnut Cabaret, and Metal Maniac's going to work Jimmy Snuka. Sitting in the dressing room. Of course, he finished his done all his clothes by then, so it was time to give him the ring. He's in the dressing room. Ivan Koff sitting there next to Jimmy, and Jimmy goes, "Gimmick, blade." And Ivan says, "I only got this rusty one here. You don't want to use that." Jimmy goes, "Yeah." And you see Maniac going, he's hearing it. He's trying not to say anything. He's just watching. And Jimmy takes it and goes, first put it under his lip and my manager went, what? He goes, relax, brother. It's going to be okay, brother. Just relax. We got to the ring. About 5 minutes into the match, Snooker goes, like he's zipping him, but he's got nothing in his mouth. That's what he's dead. I mean, he's going, squeeze, brother, squeeze. And Maniac's going, he goes, brother, what's the matter? He goes, have I got collar? Not yet, don't do it. Zipped him again. Now squeeze, brother, squeeze. And Maniac's going, I'm thinking of veins that pop in this guy's head to actually give him color. I mean, that's how crazy that was. That was just a good ribbon stuck at it, pulled on No Maniacs. First story I came to.
That's
He said his name was the first one I came up with.
Did you ever ask the Metal Maniac to paint your face?
No. No. My house once. Not my face.
I hope it didn't look like his face. Jesus Christ. So do you go to Sean Oliver with this idea, or does he come to you, or is there a middleman that decides, hey, Todd, you have all this history with ECW. People are still in love with ECW 20 plus years after it ceased to exist because we don't recognize the WWE version, or at least I don't. Don't pay any attention to the chuds below me. Whose idea was it for you to write this book?
I did 2 DVDs, playing kayfabe commentary with Sean. And after that, we became friendly. So we just get on the phone, bullshitting or whatever. And he'd say to me, oh my God, tell me the story about it. And I tell him the story. He goes, you've got to put that in the book. I said, there is no book. I'm not doing a book. You got to do a book. This went back and forth for literally 2 full years before I finally agreed to do the book. And he said, you've got to put this out there. You got to tell the true story about what really happened there. People have this whole mole idea in their head. There's certain things you've never spoken on in the 30 years you've been gone. And what really motivated me to do it, first of all, Sean's great to work with, number one. What motivated me to do it was, I'm thinking about all the products that come out from WWE, rise and fall of ECW, the history of ECW, and every one of them says the unauthorized version. Why is it unauthorized? I'll tell you why. No one ever contacted me once. I'm the guy who started. I did the whole thing. How the hell can you do a history of the company and not talk to the guy who started it? They never once did. So I said, you know what? Maybe it is time. Let's put out the authorized version. Let's tell the truth. Bolts to nuts. Go right for the jugular. Let everybody be aware what really did go on down there.
So you just briefly touched on this. How do you feel about how WWE represented ECW once it finally, was no longer, in existence? How do you feel that they carried the legacy of ECW on? Good job, bad job, indifferent?
They didn't really carry the legacy on them. Some of their DVDs and stuff, again, they were only talking to half the people. Or some people were under their employee. They never talked to Joey Styles. They never talked to Shane Douglas. They never talked to me. These are main central people in this entire rise and fall kind of thing. None of us were ever spoken to. So all you're going to get is the New York guys' version, so to speak. The Paulie, Taz, Dreamer, Bubba, their version. They weren't really going out and reaching out to find out anything beyond what they had to say.
So would you, prefer like the alternative documentaries that are out there, and the alternative shows that were out there, like the ones that Shane Douglas ran, and those? Would you consider that more real to the ECW legacy than the ones that WWE ran?
Shane's thing was horrendous, number one. I mean, it was just god awful.
That's not what he said.
Sure. Well, the franchise was telling people to kiss his ass. This shows were terrible. I mean, Francine did a nice job on the Hardcore Homecoming. But again, it was a one-off show, so it's not really indicative of what the product would be. And it's pretty hard to ever replicate it, honestly, because it was lightning in a bottle. It just happened. It was this combustion between us fans, symbiotic relationship we all have with each other, where they were part of the show, and we loved that they were part of the show. And they were equally the biggest part of the show as Sandman, Sabu, or anybody else was going to come out. And they loved the product. They didn't come out to see Hulk Hogan or to see one star. They came out because they liked the product. They had a chant for every wrestler that came out. Ergo the Todd is God, by the way. That's it's from fan chant. It's not a religious metaphor. It's the fans start yelling that when I go out to the ring, so that's what we went with the title of the book. We even argued about that because I didn't want to use that as a title. But Sean insisted.
So one more from me before I take a powder real quick. were you familiar with what Impact did in terms of their version of like an ECW themed revival in terms like EV2 it was called, I believe.
I know they tried to do like an invasion, I guess it would be called. They brought like 4 or 5 guys in.
Yeah.
But, again, it just wasn't the same thing. You didn't have the right crowd. You didn't have the right music. You didn't have the right any of the things that made the whole thing click. I mean, it was more than just one thing. It wasn't just performing in the ring. It was from the entrances all the way through. It was really a well put together machine.
Copy. Yeah, it's crazy. We talk about it all the time. There's a generation that's going to watch ECW on the Peacock app, and they are going to think that this is the original intro, and this is the terrible music that New Jack came out to the ring to.
Oh my
and
god!
It's like it's gutting.
And they're going to think know that Public Enemy is going to skip to the Lou My Darling. I mean, what the hell was that? That's an embarrassment. That was really so critical to our success too. Not that we didn't have right to use that music. We had no rights to use that music whatsoever. So, of course, it would have caused Vince a fortune, but we got away with using any music we just felt like using.
Yeah, it was iconic. You related to, if you heard Welcome to the Jungle, it was fucking Bam Bam Bigelow. It was something from ECW always resonated in our heads. The book, which is available tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd.
I just said Enter Sandman. Here comes the Hot Stepper. All that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the book available tomorrow. You pre-order today. If you're watching this, you're listening to this, you can pre-order the book on Amazon. Tod is God, the authorized story of how I created Extreme Championship Wrestling, full of great stories. Is there anything that ended up on the cutting room floor where you're kind of looking back and be like, man, I wish I put that story in?
I can't say that so much as we had to cut hundreds of pages. I mean, because here's how we did it. Sean and I would talk via Zoom maybe 2 hours a day for like 3-4 days a week for like 7 months. And all I did was sit there, drink, smoke, and tell stories. Like I was in the locker room talking to one of the boys. I go, "Wait, do you hear what Sandman did this time?" And then I'd tell him a story. And it's his job to take all these stories and put them in a chronological order to make them make sense, which was not an easy task to do at all. But that's how we did it. I just sat around. And the book's the same way. You'll read it and say, I feel like I'm just sitting here listening to tell stories. That's really what the book is we tell them stories. You know a story? Good story? Anybody?
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
All right. Sitting in the hotel room, Travelodge, which is our main place to stay like once a month for Philly shows.
Yep.
Sandman, Fonzie, myself, and Scorpio. Everybody's sitting around having a cocktail, whatever. Sandman goes, "Yo, is this room 705? We go, "Yeah, actually it is." Why? He goes, "Oh my God." He was running to the corner of the room and starts pulling the carpet up. I said, "Dude, I gotta pay for this shit. What's the matter with you? You're not gonna." Pulls out an 8-ball cocaine. Now, understand, we've been in this hotel now 5 or 6 times since he was in room 705. He never remembered it. I mean, 6 months I've been sitting on that carpet. And he goes, "Oh, squirt. Yo, come with me." He was walking down the hall, his snot rag in his pocket, his bare feet. And Scorpio was right behind him, and Fonzie and I right behind them. He goes, "Help me move this big gimmick." And he picks this big like vase up. It's out by the elevator, like this giant like statue. He lifts it up. He goes, "I got another one." At this point, the 4 of us, at least the 3, we are rolling on the floor. We're laughing so fucking hard. It was just so Sandman. 6 months later, he got like a knock to the head. He was, "Oh my God, I got a half an ounce of Cokes here." It's crazy. That's the kind of stories are in the book.
I can only imagine what's going through his head. Like, what made him hide all this shit all over the 7th floor of the travel?
He was living in Utah then. And he had to take a flight home.
Oh.
Bring it with him.
Makes sense. Gotcha.
But he came back 4 weeks later, forgot. 8 weeks later, forgot. 12 weeks later, forgot. It was 6. That's hack.
So, I happened to brush upon a headline. I guess you sat down with, I guess, Mike Johnson, or Mike Johnson wrote a piece for you on PW Insider, and the headline is not just about ECW, but it's also about life. Like, what would you say would be like the most important non-wrestling thing you would have to offer in this book that you would want people to pay attention to?
Really, towards the end of the book, there is one chapter on my sister, who was my best friend in the world. And we lost her a couple months before COVID started. Not from COVID, but to brain cancer.
Oh.
And there's 12 months of being with her, watching her slowly but surely, PhD's brilliant, like businesswoman, slowly, fall off into like first childhood maybe, and then incoherency, and sitting through that and living through that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life.
Right.
And there's not a day goes by that I still don't think about her and miss her. So that'll be one of the most. It gives you a chance to say, "Hey, appreciate what you have now, because you don't know if we'll be here forever."
Right. And I lost a brother, so I totally understand what you're going through. And I didn't mean to bring the mood down. So
no, that's okay. But you asked me that.
Yeah.
That's what Mike brought it up, and I think he made it. That was a beautiful review, by the way.
Yeah,
I really appreciated that. Yeah, he wrote a beautiful story.
So let's pick it back up real quick. Who would you say, because this is something that we always, like every wrestling fan talks about. There's Mount Rushmores of this, Mount Rushmores of that. I'm not asking you for a Mount Rushmore, but if you had to pick one professional wrestler that ever stepped through ECW's locker room, who was the most influential wrestler that meant the most for ECW?
Oh,
Wait, what happened? We got to bring Tod back.
I'm here somewhere.
Oh, how did that? Matt, what did you do?
Did you get
I didn't do anything.
Did you hear that question?
Yeah, I said the answer is a piece of cake. Terry Funk. Not even close.
There you go.
And God bless him. He wrote the foreword to the book, which is not something he would normally do. That meant a great deal to me.
Does the forward go on forever?
No. But we had a Jimmy Snuka interview once that went on forever.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Did it end at the bottom of a cliff?
Jesus
yes. He was a little bit whacked, as most of us were after the shows were over.
I'm fucked up, brother.
We go, give us 60 seconds. And if you can't go 60, 45 is good too. And for the next 5 or 6 minutes, he started going, as the Superfly jumps from the cliffs through the air, looking at the ocean and the cloud. And it's like 5 or 6 minutes later, and we're all leaving the room because we're all dying. The cameraman's shaking the camera because he's trying not to laugh in front of Jimmy, who could break him in half like that. It didn't end. It was one of the greatest outtakes you've ever seen in your entire life.
When you read the foreword that Terry wrote to the book, did you read it in Terry's voice?
I can do it, of course. I can't do anything. Everybody does his voice.
You have to.
Absolutely.
It's a rite of passage.
One of Terry's great moments in the locker room as a leader was he brought somebody was talking about how they had injured themselves. They couldn't afford insurance and blah, 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 blah. So get a rental car. What do you mean get a rental car? Come here, Sonny. He gets a whole group around him. He's sitting in the middle of the room. He goes, you get a rental car, get the insurance, drive it into a stop sign. They'll pay for everything.
Fucking genius.
That's wrestling.
Holy shit.
Get the insurance. Always get the insurance in case you get hurt that night.
It's so crazy. That's the second time Jimmy Snuka has come up tonight. We had a conversation about him before you joined us. So that's incredible.
Cast the characters there is pretty unique to say the least.
Yeah. I did like an indie show where I managed. Tony, would he be familiar with the Kodiak Bear?
I'm sure he would.
He was on my first TV taping. He worked against Sam in the very first pilot we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I managed him against Jimmy Snuka, and we're going over the match in the back. And then they're saying that he hits the splash, and Jimmy Snuka goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, second rope only, brother." And so he did this, and I almost botched the spot. It was incredible. It was he's a unique cat. You're right.
And I'll tell you something else. He's light as a feather. First time I ever really, I guess one of the first who ever took a bump. He was turning heel in a show, and he picked me up, body slammed, and give me the Superfly leap off the top rope. And I'm like going, oh God, it was the end for me. It's my last day on earth. I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, he came down crashing, and I'm going, eyes are closed, when's he going to jump? He'd already, that's how light Jimmy was. He was so good in the ring. Oh my God.
Yeah.
When I trained up at Gino Caruso's school many moons ago, it was after a show one time. We were all hanging out, just bullshitting, and we had a small, skinny referee named Steve, and Jimmy was there, and he's like, "Oh, we want Steve to get the Jimmy. We want Steve to get the Superfly splash." So Jimmy puts him in the corner, slams him down. He gets up to the top. Steve was so scared, he passed out on the canvas before Jimmy ever leaped off the top.
Wow.
Had no idea he even gotten hit. He was so scared about taking it. Just passed out.
The funny thing is, in the ring, he turns to me and he goes, "All right, brother. Scoop, slam, fly." Wait,
What?
He just threw like 6 things in a row. I said, "I got the scoop." And what came with your scoop? And now he's already gone. He's already off the top rope. What? Now you say to me. I mean, it's easier to working with Scorpio on the ring. You don't understand a word he says, even in real life. We call him the bumblebee. It sounds like he's just buzzing all over the place. You don't get. And when he talks carny, forget about it. When he's talking normally, you don't get a word he says.
Love Scorpio.
He is the best.
God, so good, so good too.
To this day,
Yeah.
He's probably the most talented guy we ever had. And no one really realizes it. He can wrestle, he can brawl, he can fly, he can do anything except promo.
Do we get any ECW versus Dennis Carluzzo stories in the book?
You get all of it. Every bit of it. You'll find out about the time we caught him out back in the arena, unscrewing valves on people's tires. My security caught him and Gino Moore out there. I had to go out and decide whether to have him put in jail or not. I mean, there's a lot of Dennis in there.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just listening to an interview with oh gosh, who was that? Mario Savoldi, and they said when somebody was running opposition to WWE, like the late '70s, at the Armory in Jersey City, that they did the same thing. I guess letting air out of tires of fans was a thing.
I don't know. I mean, he did everything he could. If he'd have put 25% of the energy he put in trying to bring us down in his own company, maybe he could have made it successful. But he got so obsessed with our success that it was insane. He'd call every building before he went in there, call the fire commissioner. I think they're over, and we were always overloaded.
Wow.
They come in and start counting heads. He sent tapes to churches who were renting out the facility in Scranton or here, wherever it may be, of what the kind of stuff that they're going to see when we go on. I mean, he was brutal. We're in the car one time, it's me and Cactus Jack, and Cactus Jack said, "I think that show's canceled." I told him, Dennis called them up. He told them, here's the violence. He sent him a VHS tape. And they canceled. He got out of the car. There's no payphones then. Jumped on the highway, got on and called him up on a payphone and cussed him out like I never heard Foley go off ever. He said, "Don't you take food out of my fucking kid's mouth." He was screaming, yelling, "Who is that guy?" It's so, it's not the way Mick is normally. But yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned about with Foley. I mean, it's every wrestler, but don't fuck with the man's money. Like Foley's like one of the probably the nicest guy in the business. But I heard there was a story that he told about Stranglemania with the ICP when they put all the footage from Japan in their video and they dubbed over it. And they sold thousands of copies, and Mick was just like, I think you owe me a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
And they paid him. Of course, they paid him, but still, don't cross a man for his money.
All right, let's go through some Mick Foley stories. Driving home from, I think it was in Boston, we were driving in the cars. Me and Sandman in the back. Foley was up there. I think Raven was driving. Sandman, of course, he's peeing in a bottle the whole way home because he's drank so much beer, my God, he couldn't even. Will you stop doing that?
No.
Cut it out now.
Todd, it's not us, I swear.
No, it's that guy at the bottom, I'm telling you.
Todd, not me, buddy, not me.
No, the guy, you're not at the bottom anymore.
Yeah, we stuck Matt in the bottom where he belongs.
Technology, baby.
All right, so Sandman was filling bottles, yeah.
It was in a van, and the windows in the front had one of those, like, where you open up this little side piece, like the whole window didn't come down, it was just a little side, little part that opened, like, thus far.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Timmy goes, "Yo, Mick," and he goes and hands him his jar. Foley goes, "No, I don't drink beer. I'm sorry." I'm like, "Oh my God, thank God you don't drink beer. If you take a slug out of that, you'd have fucking wanted to kill every one of us in the car." It was like, it's not beer, piss, dickhead. Welcome to ECW, guys.
Todd, I wanted to ask you, Just Another Night, 1996. You and Fonzie go. I mean, was it just around 3 minutes? I think Bam Bam was in your corner. Taz was in Fonzie's corner. So I just like having you and Fonzie put together that match. Walk me through it, man. Like, tell me something about Just Another Night in 1996.
Yeah, 3 minutes is all you really need to know. Before we expose shit, let's go out there and snug the and we did that every time we were in the ring, by the way. We did that at work. And we did not want to be like a Jim Cornette versus Paulie tuxedo match or Missy Hyatt. We said, these people are, we're preaching our hardcore lesson forever. Yeah. When we go out there, let's just beat the shit out of each other and fuck it up. And that's what we did every time we were in the ring together. Yeah. You asked Fonzie how many lumps he had and how many. Believe me, we beat the hell out of each other. So that night we said, let's go beat the shit out of each other for a couple minutes. And Taz does his interference, Bam Bam does his. And then everybody's watching them anyway. After that, they're watching Taz and Bam Bam. But yeah, every time me and Fonzie had a match, especially the first big arena match, we beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, because Just Another Night was not a big arena match. That's for sure. That's for
Glenn
sure.
Olden, maybe?
God, yes.
Okay. I know where that came from.
I wanted to ask you. Obviously, very excited for the book. I'm excited to read the book. Big ECW fan. I'm out in Minnesota. We really had to go out of our way to pay attention to ECW. So big fan. Looking forward to the book. But my question is, somebody who's not a wrestling fan, what is going to pull them into the book? What is it going to make an enjoyable read for somebody that's maybe not into wrestling?
Well, I guess the thread through the story is basically a guy who was a wrestling fan. That's all I was as a fan, just like you guys, anybody else. I was right there in the audience, watching it. I loved it. And then a matter of a year and a half, we had the third most influential company in the whole country. So to see the guy who wasn't even in the business to rise to that level where I'm dealing with Vince and Bischoff and people like that, I mean, that's in itself a story that you don't know anything about wrestling to understand, like how someone like that can come in and become that big part of the industry as huge as wrestling is.
So very much a success story in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah, some ways, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, there's a lot of that, and there's how I started, how we get started the promotion to begin with, Northeastern, and how we literally took step by step to grow that. And the whole thing with Eddie Gilbert coming in, and where it was like with Eddie, and then from Eddie, the transition to Paul, which was the end of their relationship. I hit on everything.
Do you talk about in this book? I'm sorry, man. Let me just get this one out there. Is there any aspect of the business portion of running ECW that you touch on, like maybe even like the transition from you to Paul? Is that heavily discussed?
All of it. I'm telling you, there's really not a part. Nothing's really not touched on. We do talk about the transition. We talk about what it was like to, have to lay out money for MSG Network and Sunshine Network, and how we really weren't ready to spend that kind of money each week, and how that really was the beginning of our demise in those years ahead of time, because it was an exorbitant amount. And there was issues there, in fact, between Paul and I, because he said, don't worry about New York MSG. I'm New York. I'm Studio 54. Everybody knows me. Those spots are sold out already. And we never got one advertiser in New York. I know Paul's been accused of lying occasionally, but yeah, that'll come through in the book as well. But as with all the good stuff, the fact that he was ahead of the time and came up with the word extreme a year before there was any extreme sports or extreme anything, how he came up with the music and he knew which music to play for which guy. And, the grunge music, I was still doing classic rock. And I'm saying this guy turned me on to so much new music. I mean, he's a genius, don't get me wrong. And he is a genius, but you can't have a personal relationship with him like that. Well, we did for a long time.
And Tod Gordon's on the show with us. Tod is God, the authorized story, how I created ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. Drops tomorrow, July 25th. Order it on Amazon. You don't even need to get it delivered. You put it on your fucking Kindle. Boom. You don't have to wait for it. It's there, and you can wake up and read it with your morning coffee.
And in August, the audio version comes out, which Sean recorded, because my voice is voice like a smoker for 50-something years. It's like I don't want to do the audio. I was like, no one understand a word I'm saying. So Sean did the audio, and that comes out in August.
Are there going to be some pissed off people when this book comes out tomorrow?
I'd say maybe 2.
Oh, baby.
Metal Maniac.
No, he is in the book, actually. The story about Snook and Zippin, I think, is in the book. But no, it's going to be 1 or 2 people, maybe. There's really weren't many people that I need to shoot on, to be honest with you. Everybody else was like, I came in contact with, I had great relationships with. I mean, Public Enemy and I were best friends. They both passed. The Pitbulls. I mean, these guys I'm still boys with Gary and Pitbull today. There's Raven stories. There's stories about everybody in there. I'm telling you. There's some Fonzie stories that you won't believe. One time we're in Pittsburgh, and there's Scorpio, there's Sam and I. We go, where the hell's Fonzie? We can't find him anywhere. We just got here. It's like an early morning flight. We've been up all night partying. Can't find him. Now the bags start coming down the chute. And as the carousel's going around, there's Fonzie sound asleep on the carousel. The bags are coming down and hitting him on the head. And you can't make this shit up, right?
Is there somebody that came through the ECW locker room that you think could have, should have accomplished more in the wrestling business?
Maybe JT Smith. JT Smith was incredibly athletic and talented. And if he could have cut a promo, or at least been a little bit more forceful like Scorpio is, he could have been the same kind of talent.
So just really remind me real quick, because I think I know who you're talking about. JT Smith is the Canadian who spent a lot of time in Japan, or no?
No, JT Smith.
No. JT Smith was the full-blooded Italian.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of, one of the Smiths. Yeah, what was his name?
He's in Virtual Pro Wrestling, too.
Davey Boy Smith?
No, Johnny Smith.
Johnny Smith,
Johnny
that
Smith,
was it,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, JT Smith in full FBI, yes. I do remember him, yes, 100%.
And before that, he did the "you fucked up" gimmick because he actually did fall one time, and the audience, being as kind as they were, let him know that he fucked up. He had a thing on his head like out to here.
Yes.
30 seconds after he hit the cement. And so I sit on the back and said, I think you got a gimmick here. He said, what do you mean? I go, if you can manage to do that, because they were all involved, and the audience got into it as soon as you fell. If you can do something like that, but not make it obvious, it makes it really is a fuck up. They're already yelled at every show. So he did that for about 6 months, maybe. Then we said, well, that's getting old now. We got to do something else. So we came up with the idea of being South Philly, which is all Italian, heavy Italian neighborhood. Nothing they hate more than black people. Why not come out and sing Frank Sinatra? Really get some heat there. And he came out and he did Sinatra, and at first they hated it, and then eventually they just loved it, because the more of a heel you are in this town, especially in Philly, the more over you are.
Well, except for Bad Crew.
Wow. You really do go back.
I do.
That's Bad Crews who got us into Allentown.
Yeah. It was Bad Crew. Who else?
It was the dad or something, or stepdad, or
who's the guy that used to look like a biker? You paired him up with Devin Storm. Damien Kane? Yes.
Damien Kane and Lady Alexander.
That's it. God. What a cast of characters.
You do go all the way back, don't you?
We had Paul Loria like a month ago on the show.
Yeah.
The giant Paul Loria.
Yep. He hit it off with my mother quite well.
Yes, he did.
That was a little weird. Do you have any? Are there any Hack Meyer stories in the book?
Actually, no, other than the audience yelling "Shaw" and shit. And they just found a way to incorporate themselves into everything.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. It was like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. At the beginning, when they were bringing weapons to the show, that was awesome. We did the whole, fans bring your own weapons. And then that got out of control. We were bringing chainsaws and, stuff. We had to confiscate the door, obviously. But for the most part, they would use their weapons. We saw one of the guys, whatever happened in WWE, took off his prosthetic leg and handed it to one of the wrestlers who used it. It's a true story. Prosthetic leg.
What was the most unique weapon you had to confiscate at the door?
Probably the chainsaw.
The chainsaw.
I mean, who's carrying that into a show with them?
Somebody from Philadelphia for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go watch a show that cut down some trees and call it a night.
Terry Funk.
Yeah.
I got you.
Now so me and Tony go back. We've been to several ECW arena shows, and once ECW ceased to exist, I never really went back to the arena until about a couple years ago for an MLW show, which was another big mistake I made. That's a whole different story. I can't believe it's the same fucking place. The 2300 arena is beautiful.
Oh my God! They got a bar. They got a restaurant. It's like you walk in there, like, where am I? I mean, it used to be a toilet. What happened? It's like it's a whole different building now. Different atmosphere.
It's unbelievable. There in the rafters hangs your name in the ECW Hall of Fame. How much did that mean to you when that came to be?
It meant a lot. I can't tell you it didn't. I mean, any time that people remember what you did, and it's been a while now, after 10, 20 years, people generally tend to forget who's who. So anytime we remember or acknowledge, I think the book will bring a lot of that out too. Yeah, of course it feels good. And they put me in with Sabu, which is also great because I love Sabu. Believe it or not, one of the funniest guys in the locker room is Sabu. People go, Sabu? Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I believe it. I've read his Twitter posts.
But he is, though. He actually is really very funny.
To me, my what the fuck moment in ECW history was probably Shane Douglas throwing down Gary Wolf by the halo. What moment stands out to you as your, like, holy shit, what the fuck are we doing moment?
Oh, that wasn't what are we doing? I mean, that was my idea, the whole halo thing. Gary had a halo one for, I guess, maybe 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
And he'd go to the hospital, Thomas Jefferson Hospital, directly across the street from my store. And he walked in one day and he goes, guess what? And he took it off and he goes, finally, I can sleep in a bed again. I don't sleep in a chair anymore. I'm sleeping in a chair for 2 months. I'm finally free of the halo. I just, light bulb, but how would you feel about wearing it for like another couple weeks? Fucking kidding me? I said, no, I'm serious. I said, just don't leave the house. But if you leave the house, you gotta have the halo on. You can put it on without, going screwing it right through your skin, and you just wear it.
Yeah.
And that was all. I said, then we'll put something together with it. You and Shane will be like fire. And he sold that so well. What he did was he put his hand in his pocket so that he couldn't put his hand out to stop himself falling. So it looked like he had no balance. So when Shane grabbed him, he literally went down and he couldn't stop himself. We thought, you know what? Let's make it seem even better. We'll plant 2 of our students there to come over the railing, except before they were over the railing, half the building came over the railing.
Yep.
When an angle goes too well, we're like, yikes. Shane's going, get me the fuck out. I was the first one in the ring to go after Shane. He's going, get me out of here. How do we get out of here? I said, I don't know. We had to try to get you at the front door somehow. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was standing room only by the front door, and somebody actually plowed somebody into the glass that was in the front doors. The glass shattered.
Yeah,
he just got the hell out of Dodge.
Smart. They never did shit like that, but they really bought that. They were going to kill Shane that night.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
They were going to kill Fonzie at the very beginning. Oh my God, the fans were waiting outside with bricks and bats.
Yeah.
We just sneak Fonzie out of the arena that night.
Was that more chaotic?
Jim Thorpe. You know Jim Thorpe? You ever been to Jim Thorpe?
Yeah.
Well, at the top of the mountain. So I told you, Fonzie, Sam, and Scorpio and I would always travel together. And we'd always make Fonzie get out halfway up the hill and say, hey, brother, you can't walk in with us. And he'd look up the hill and goes, hey, Daddy, come on, man. I'll hide the back. Now, Fonzie, you got to walk up the hill, man. And we always make him walk up the hill.
Was the Gary Wolf Halo more chaotic than the time Terry Funk asked for a chair? Both times?
Well, yeah. I said the 2 times I've ever really scared most things about getting sued was the chair throwing incident, which of course we buried by putting it on the opening of our TV show every week.
Yep.
So everybody saw it over and over and over again. And the other one, which also was our opening, was in Florida, Public Enemies of the Ring.
Yep.
Match. Hey guys, come on. There's like 4 kids. Come on, you 4 kids. Come on in here. Next thing you know, there's 3 other people in the ring. And when you're the one who's going to get sued, you're sort of going, and I couldn't talk on both times. Thank God. We managed to get through both those incidents unscathed. But oh my God, those were scary incidents for me.
That is those images are burned into my brain like the night kimono wanna lay a dance to top the ECW arena.
And God bless her for that.
Yeah.
She saved our asses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 120 degrees in that building with all the people in there. The air conditioning didn't work for shit. And the ring breaks. And we're going not to Al. It's 911 and his crew. I go, how long is it going to take? Well, we could mail away for a piece. I go, yeah, we're in the middle of a show. You realize that, right? He goes, well, then I try to rig it up somehow. I go, that sounds like a better plan than us sending away for a piece. You know what I'm saying? And it took like, 45 minutes to an hour? And she volunteered to go up there and do that. And some of the girls in the back were like, oh, that's disgusting. And I turned around and I literally said, you know what? Fuck you. She's saving our asses tonight. And people will still come back next month because she did that. Don't disgusting you this about the girls out that night.
Wait. Who was saying disgusting? If I remember, Tommy Dreamer was pile driving everybody with their asses showing and their panties showing. And
those were the people who were saying disgusting.
Wow. That's crazy.
Who do you think was used best after they left ECW? I know there's a lot of names to consider there.
I guess Bubba. I mean, he became the biggest star when everybody was there.
Yeah.
But if you think about career-wise, who had the best career after that? Has to be Bubba, right?
Maybe RVD. Maybe Lance Storm in WCW, maybe.
I mean, maybe Taz. Taz got into broadcasting, you know?
Yeah, they all had. I'm saying that there were other people that were successful.
Right.
But he went from company to company. And to this day, he's headlining indie shows. He wants to step into an NWA show. He can step in any federation and they'll welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
Would you put Jericho on that list?
Jericho wasn't there that long. We were the first ones to bring him in. And I remember him working with Pitbull too. And it was a four-way dance. And
yeah,
Scorpio.
the four-way. It was a great match.
Who was the four-ways? Pitbull 2, Jericho, Scorpio.
Oh, gosh.
Douglas. That's when Francine turns on the Pitbulls.
During the four-way with Jericho.
Yeah. Jericho was the TV champion, and he loses it to Douglas. I think that's his out.
Okay. So again, he was. We knew we saw something. This guy's got a lot. He's a hell of a hand. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't there long enough for me to say it. I'm an ECW guy who made it big.
Yeah.
Right. Me saying Steve Austin was an ECW guy, but he wasn't. We're just a transition for him in between one company to the next.
It was Heatwave 96.
You guys are good.
Would you consider Foley an ECW guy?
Yeah, because he was there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the hardcore guy, the hardcore legend.
Yeah.
We watched one of those I don't know, Hidden Treasures, whatever the show is that WWE goes around, and I guess Foley's one of the hosts now. And for years he had long hair, so now without his long hair, you see his mangled ear. And my kid asked me, he goes, what's wrong with his ear? I go, he lost it in Germany years ago, which was funny because then I started telling him the stories about the I'm Hardcore promos where he'd be like, oh, I have to read something. Let me put on my glasses. Oh, they won't stay on because I'm hardcore.
How great was that turn?
Amazing.
We thought we could not, between Paul and I, we're both very creative guys. We had no clue how to turn him. We knew he had run his course doing what he was doing. And we approached him and he said, let me think about it. He came back with that and says, how about if I go anti-hardcore? I do everything but hardcore. I mat wrestle. I don't give fans the chair shots. I don't give any. And damn, that didn't work. He actually turned himself heel in front of a crowd that idolized him.
And that all stemmed from the Kane Dewey sign, didn't it?
Well, he used that as his fulcrum, yeah. And unfortunately, that sign guy, he never came back after that. Right. He bought season tickets and he was there every show. And that affected him somehow, and he didn't come back.
It's crazy. Crazy.
He was the guy with the Tod Gordon sign that made the whole building start doing it. He was...
Last one for me, Todd, real quick. You mentioned Paul briefly just in the prior statement here. What are your thoughts on what he's doing now in WWE in terms of on camera and off camera?
Well, obviously, the Bloodline storyline is brilliant. I mean, made it into a year storyline. It's like almost like Dreamer Raven kind of thing. It just went on and on and on. Or Sandman Raven. The storyline just kept expanding. Now we're adding Tyler, Sandman's kid. Now we're adding, it just kept expanding and expanding. what he's done there, and I'm sure that's his writing, has been absolutely brilliant. I think that he may be too old at this point to be the character he's playing. I mean, he still has the gift of gab like nobody, but I think he's a little bit out of place now with that grouping of 23 and 30-year-old people. But his writing ability hasn't changed at all. His ability to get someone over hasn't changed at all, the promo. I just think he's a little bit too much in front of the camera.
You think it's a rib that they make him carry around those 2 championship belts everywhere?
No, they do better ribs than that there. I think he likes that whole. I'm sure everything he's doing out there, it's his decision.
Yeah, but those suckers got to be heavy to hold for like 15, 20-minute promos and all.
But they give him a lot of leeway there. He's got a lot of rope.
Oh, for sure.
Let me ask you, you mentioned the Mick Foley turn, and he was in the spotlight recently because of Dark Side of the Ring. I think that Matt Born Again thing, I think if that had run its course, I think it would have been amazing. And you were there for that. Is it sad to see someone like Matt Osborne in that condition? Like, that idea was fantastic. Like, he was fucking Doink the Clown, and he was like being reborn with Shane, like kill the clown, fucking 911. Yeah.
It was Two-Face, right out of the comic strips, and that was a great concept. Since then, I've seen Dustin do it. I've seen a couple other people do it, but yeah, that's the first time we had seen that. That was really great. That was great. It's a great idea that never got to run its course.
Yeah,
such a shame because I think there was so much legs with that, especially the anti-W.
Yeah,
brilliant
Absolutely.
stuff here.
We're so talented.
We're on the line with Tod Gordon, the authorized story of how I created ECW, available for pre-order tonight. And then tomorrow you just buy the book. You put it on your Kindle. If you like to hold a book like I do, I already pre-ordered mine, so it might take a day or two to get here. But it's definitely, if you're a wrestling fan, you've enjoyed this Tod Gordon interview, you like ECW, you just want a book that kind of, as Kevin said, is kind of a success story. You should definitely check out Tod is God, the authorized story of how I created Extreme Championship Wrestling. Tod, do you have a favorite story that you tell in this book?
Well, my favorite angles was like the Sandman blinding angle. I mean, that was possibly the best angle we ever did.
Yep.
I thought. I mean, we had a bunch of 1,500 people there. Literally, 1,000 or more were smart to the business, who thought nothing could be walking out and saying, "Is there an ophthalmologist in the house?" No. Okay, good. But that was so real. The wrestlers were calling me up for 2 weeks. Have you heard from Sandman? What's going on with Sandman? The sheet writers, like, talk about Dave Shearer, who I respect tremendously. Tod, Sandman okay? We don't know. Like, everybody bought that. Everybody. And we never smartened the boys up till the night he came back to rip the bandages off. And he wouldn't answer his phone. I mean, he's great like that. He knows how to play the angle out. So he never took a wrestler's call. Pete's always had to answer the phone. He's not taking any calls. And the boys were like, "Holy shit, man! Saban really blind. Like, well, that's fucked up." So when we did that was really a great angle. And he's so smart to the business. You remember Funk in a Box? Anybody Funk in a Box?
Yes. Yeah. Was that they did that with fucking stupid DC Drake, right?
Yes. So the whole idea was Sammy couldn't wrestle, he had concussions. So he comes out all dressed and he's going to bring out his guy, big box. Out comes DC Drake. Of course the crowd shits on it. That's what we wanted them to do. Sammy starts fighting with him and he knocks him into the box and he pulls him out with the blanket on top of him, pulls it off in the ring. It's Terry Funk. What made that angle work was Sammy was smart enough to go to the store and buy 2 pair of red, white, and blue sweatpants. The exact same sweats. None of us saw that. They pulled Funk out of there in a different outfit. You didn't know him right away when you saw his pants. But Sandman made that angle work by thinking it through, going, got him looking the exact same when he comes out. He's covered from the top. Only you're only to see his bottom. And that's what made that angle go. What a great angle that was. That flag came off of Funk. That place went berserk. It was a great angle.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Tod, this has been an unbelievable talk. I am super excited for this book to drop tomorrow. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I hope you enjoyed your time here.
Guys, I had a blast here. I hope after the book comes out, you read it, we can do it again and discuss it.
100%.
100%.
Absolutely.
Nice. Cool.
Absolutely.
You
Tod Gordon.
guys are a great show. Thanks so much.
Oh, Todd, thank you, man. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad we can make this work. And I can't put over how excited I am for this book tomorrow.
Thank you so
Before I let
much.
you go, I got to ask. I ask everybody this question every time.
Oh,
we're on the
here we
show.
go.
No,
Here it
no.
is.
All right, Todd.
Got to do it.
When was the last time you shit your pants?
Childhood? I mean, I don't know. I couldn't
That's
tell
a
you.
fair question.
Certainly not in the ring. That's what you're trying to get at now.
No, look. Everyone's got a story. Some of the wrestlers maybe they make bad decisions in their travel snacks.
Yeah. No, not me. Sorry.
No, you're in that. Todd, I'm going to let you know a secret. You're an outlier. You're one of the few that didn't have a shit their pants story.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's
also only
true.
wrestled a few times in the ring, so who knows?
Yeah, but it's not just in the ring. It's just in life. Everybody, shits their pants, or at least I like to tell people that.
Okay. We'll talk about that later.
He literally just said it was a great interview and a great show, and then you hit him with the shit your pants question.
Hey, cream rises to the top.
You know what? When Todd comes back, the first story he's going to tell us is he's going to say, "Guess what?"
No sooner
I
I
was-
was off the air with you guys.
Icons of wrestling had a line. 100 deep signing autographs. I had a fucking something for the diner that morning, and I shit my drawers.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you. We'll
Pleasure.
talk soon. We'd love to get you back on after we all get a chance to read the book.
100%. I enjoyed it that much. I'd love to come back.
Beautiful. Thanks again, Todd. Best
You
of luck
got it,
with the
guys.
book.
Thank you so
Todd
much.
is God. Tod Gordon, the authorized story of how I created Extreme Championship Wrestling. Pre-order it right now on Amazon or tomorrow when it comes out or wherever you get your books. And oh God, you're looking good, T-Donk.
I'm always looking good. Look at me.
You look very svelte.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Todd's an awesome dude.
That was good.
I am very much looking forward to that book. Like I want to know. I want to read the stuff with. I love Tommy Dreamer.
You know what?
I'm kicking up, not asking him a little bit about Tommy, but I'm very excited for that read.
You know, I'm going on vacation next week. I got a flight to look forward to. Might have to, a little something for on the plane.
There you go.
Guys, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing a live on podcast purchase of the book.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Tony, I do want to. I mean, I don't. Commend you took the wheel for the start of that interview. I thought I was just making a joke before, but I was excited for that.
I told you it was time to get extreme, bro. And Mike Peterson, we did talk before the interview about Magenta possibly doing it, but I think it worked out well. That's all I got.
Yes, he genuinely enjoyed it. Have a good night, he said.
Awesome. Dude,
Always.
I would talk to him every month for the rest of the year and even into next year.
Oh, his stories are fantastic. I mean, I'm very excited for the book.
And you could tell right away when I jumped in, like he was here to play ball. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Book has been ordered. Just got it.
Awesome. He opened up with a Metal Maniac story. Well, how could you
Yeah.
go wrong with that interview?
There's no way you would ever let him not talk about Metal Maniac. You wanted to do that. That
Oh,
was
we
your-
had to, for sure.
That was your agenda.
The painting my house line was fucking gold.
Yes.
Fucking gold.
Tony, you're going to listen back to this and go, I said we opened with a Metal Maniac line. How could we go wrong? Oh, that could have gone so fucking wrong.
So, Tony, what is exactly his history with Metal Maniac and Gino and all that stuff?
Well, I mean,
do it.
Metal Maniac is he's, I guess, Jimmy Snuka's handler, best friend.
Right.
Everywhere Jimmy wrestled, 9 times out of 10, it was against the Metal Maniac.
I just thought Tod Gordon at some point had something to do with ECPW.
No. But Gino and Bear and because Todd, when he was running when Tri-State was running, Joel Goodhart's problem was he was pulling in people that he could not possibly afford. Apparently, he came into money from some sort of inheritance. I think that's how the story went. So he was booking fucking names from the NWA and old WWF guys and tons of stuff like that, right? So then when Todd came in, Todd started booking all the local guys. So he started booking guys like, the Executioners and, guys like Gino and guys like the Tasmaniac and people like that. And he was able to bring in, some folks like Terry Funk who he knew and Eddie Gilbert who he knew. So It was more of just like the beginnings of Eastern, where he was booking the local guys, and guys like Tito was available. Metal Maniac, who's close with Don Morocco, so Don Morocco was coming in for a lot of that stuff. You know,
Former world champion Don Morocco. No,
of course, yeah, shit, yeah.
So if Metal Maniac was like so close with all these guys, why didn't he ever get like a shot somewhere?
I think Metal Maniac was probably just happy being a journeyman, being somebody that worked with Snuka. You know what I'm saying? Like, follow Snuka in his later career. Like I said, most of the time he was, unless a promoter wanted him to work somebody else, he was bringing Metal Maniac with him. And those guys can put on a good match. Like, they worked well together. They should have. They worked together for years, you know?
Yeah, nah, you just like always hear like of like the biggest stars looking out for their buddies and like getting opportunities, and like at one point Jimmy Snuka was one of the biggest stars in the world. So like the fact that I don't know when Metal Maniac's career started, so like I don't know if like would he have been a wrestler at the time where Snuka was like peaking in the 80s?
I'll tell you right now.
I don't know. I know for sure that when I was training up at ECPW, he was already there, and he was working with like a few of the younger guys here and there as well. So I would assume he had started at some point before that.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tony. According to the Metal Maniac cage match, he first started in 1992.
Oh, okay.
And he actually was on a lot of the Eastern Championship Wrestling shows in 1992 with wins over Stevie Richards.
There you go.
Lost by DQ. He did a couple of those to Tony Stetson.
Okay.
He lost to the Samoan Warrior, who was Samoa. Oh, that's his birthplace. Jesus Christ. It's Alpha. It's not Alpha. It's fucking LA Smooth. What's wrong with me?
Rosie? Jamal?
No, LA Smooth is one of the like guys who never made it.
Oh.
But he's
Smooth is that's Lloyd Anawaya.
Well, Lloyd, of course. That sounds Samoan to me.
The Hell Riders.
Hi, I'm Lloyd. I'm from the Isle of Samoa. Hello, Lloyd.
The Hell Riders, Easy Rider and HD Rider defeated Rock and Rebel in the Metal
HD Rider. What does that stand for, HK?
Our dick.
Fuck yeah!
What about Zack Ryder? Was he in that?
I'm pretty sure I have an HD Rider autograph.
I'm sure you do.
On your dick.
No, there was this. Okay, so there's.
Get it tattooed.
Back in the 90s, my father used to work for a water company.
And the Ultimate Warrior used to work for PSE&G.
No, asshole. That's neither confirmed or denied. He worked for this company, American Eagle Water Company. They were right in East Orange, and they were the sponsors for this thing called the Midland Run. And it was like some big event in the fucking middle of nowhere in a giant field, and we'd go with them, and they just like hand out fucking gallons of water. But at this thing, there were people signing autographs, like Bobby Thompson, Uncle Floyd, and then there were all these fucking wrestlers. I have a Misty Blue autograph. I have an HD Rider autograph. I have all these autographs. Cousin Luke, people I was like 10. I had no fucking clue who these people were, but they were wrestlers.
Hillbilly Cousin Luke actually shit-canned me from the Christmas Battle Royal at ECPW.
I think he's Sleepy Van Dam's uncle or relative.
I think he is. You're right. That's right. Holy shit. By the way, Misty Blue and Cat LaRue, they were getting booked a lot by Tod Gordon back in the day. So, yeah. We missed out on seeing a Misty Blue match.
I want to dig those up.
So here's the funny thing. When Maccabee Mania was a thing, Misty Blue and Cat LaRue plied their trade on the first show there. I've seen that match.
Love fucking Maccabee, bro.
Nothing to write home about. By the way, I watched those goddamn DVDs. The fucking Maccabee matches aren't even on the fucking things. I don't even know what the fuck they did with these DVDs that I bought.
Is it the Mighty Maccabee?
Fucking Mighty Maccabee, dude.
And for those who don't,
listen, if you hear shit on the show that we're talking about, you got a GTS, man. You'll fucking learn an awful lot about East Coast wrestling. Just do a little Googling. Take you 3 minutes to catch up. I mean, we've told the stories about Maccabee Mania fucking many times on the show. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, you're good. He was like a money mark, and he would have these shows in his backyard, and he'd bring in like the Iron Sheik and all these fucking old wrestlers. But then the DVDs he would put in the dollar bins at all these fucking the Walmart, the Kmart. So you just walk in, you see Mighty Maccabee Wrestling for $1 on a DVD in like the late 90s. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm buying this. And this was a huge success for this dude.
I spent $15 on my 2 copies on eBay. They were brand new though, in fairness. But they did not have the Mighty Maccabee matches. I think I got the discount versions of them. I even got robbed buying the fucking cut rate versions of the DVDs.
They would do them in like our backyard. He did it in like Livingston.
Yeah, no, the one was in his front yard in the fucking street. He put up one of them like 20 by 20 tents. And it was like people's grandmothers sitting in the front row. I think it was for some kid's birthday or bar mitzvah or some shit. And this fucking guy would dress up with the mask. He was the Mighty Maccabee, and he'd beat up the Iron Sheik, you know. Because I guess Iran and Israel, I don't know.
This is I found the show from March 1st.
Ken Patera, friend of the show, was on those fucking things.
Fuck him, that fucking asshole. This is Maccabee Mania 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Shekel Slam.
Shekel Slam? No way.
Yes.
No way.
Shekel. Shekel.
Yeah, we know what shekels are.
This took place at the Livingston High School in Livingston, New Jersey. 380 people jam-packed the auditorium.
Devin Storm and Ace Darling worked that show, didn't they?
Yes. You're so weird how you know some of this shit. I love it.
Dude, here they are. They were sold under the Grandmasters of Wrestling cover. So this one's got Ace Darling versus Dangerous Devin. I mean,
right. Does it also have the Iron Mike Sharp, King Kong Bundy double count out?
Yes, it's got that on here. It's got Metal Maniac versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka and so much more.
11.5 minutes of gold. Bam Bam Bigelow, Nikolai Volkov double DQ.
Yep, right there. There it is.
Doink
right
Clown, who was played by Mike Kalua, defeated very young Steve
was that
Carino.
Is that King Kalua? That could very well be King Kalua.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
And then the Mighty Maccabee with Ken Patera defeats the Iron Sheik with Ali Ben Shore and Iron Mike Sharp.
It says Mighty Maccabee right there as one of the wrestlers, but he's not even on the fucking DVD.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, by the way, Classy Freddie Blassie sings Pencil Neck Geek, and Nikolai Volkov sings Hava Nagila.
I got a couple of those Grandmasters of Wrestling DVDs, Tony. You can't trust the label.
Well, these are the first blood versions, which obviously have no blood on them anyway. So I don't
Tony, I found the one that was held at the House of Jeff Buchantz.
There you go, Buchantz Mania, running wild.
This was just Maccabee Mania. Mr. Motion defeated Ace Darling.
Yep, great match by the way.
Iron Mike Sharp over the Cheetah Kid.
Lots of
This is 1993 too.
Yeah.
Misty Blue over Linda Dallas.
Oh, Linda Dallas, that was it. It wasn't Cat LaRue. It was Linda Dallas.
Nikolai Volkov, Iron Sheik, double count out.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Wait, they fought each other?
Yeah.
Dominic DiNucci over Johnny Hotbody.
I don't think that was on the DVD.
Baron Von Raschke, Killer Kowalski.
That definitely was not on the DVD.
And then your main event, the tag team, the Ken Patera and the Mighty Maccabee defeated Iron Mike Sharp and Iron Sheik. Sheik and Sharp doing double duty.
Fuck yeah, dude. They had to. Mighty Maccabee needed some challengers.
There were 325 people at this fucking house in Livingston to watch.
It was in the front yard, dude. It was like on the street. People are walking out this dude's front door to go to the ring. It's fucking amazing.
Holy fucking
shit. You could
shit.
probably find these cards on YouTube. I guarantee you could find them. If not, go to the old Daily Motion, our favorite place to go when you're looking for copyrighted shit.
Well, Tony, I'm going to tell you where my favorite place to go is.
Hanover Lanes.
No, my favorite place is to go over the top.
Oh, shit. We're doing that? Wait a minute, you fuck. I thought we were doing plugs. The fucking other laptop. All right, give it to me again. Give it to me again.
All right. My favorite place to go, Tony, is over the top.
Woo!
On Monday Night Raw, Gunther defeats Matt Riddle. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to become your new women's tag team champions. Vikings rules tag team match. The Viking Raiders defeat Alpha Academy. Shayna Baszler defeats Nikki Cross. Bronson Reed defeats Shinsuke Nakamura via DQ. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat the Judgment Day on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio defeats Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, and Sheamus in the United States Invitational 4-Way. Charlotte Flair defeats Io Sky. Santos Escobar defeats Austin Theory. And Dominic Mysterio defeats Butch. NXT, Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazier defeat Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Kiana James defeats Gigi Nolan. Oh, yeah. Bronco Nima and Lucian Price defeat Axiom and Scripps. Thea Hale defeats Electric Lopez. Ora Mensa defeats Eddie Thorpe. And Dominic Mysterio defeats Wesley to become your new WWE NXT North American champion.
You missed the tag team elimination match.
He didn't read the new notes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hot assault. Chesty LaRue and Felicia McCrevis defeated the Flying Benelli sisters, Benelli 1 and 2.
Gotcha. And the O'Gearys were the special enforcers on the outside. Tony, take me over the top.
If I were a female wrestler predisposed to shitting my pants, my name would probably be Kayla Sharts. Kayla Sharts.
I see what you did there. And the irony of that is that over on AEW Dynamite, Jack Perry defeated Hook to become the brand new FTW world champion. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeated
Kayla
Sparks.
Sharts. Oh, Sparks, sorry.
The Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament final match, Adam Cole and MJF defeated the Jericho Appreciation Society, Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. In Blood and Guts, the Golden Elite, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Matt and Nick Jackson defeated the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli's, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Takeshita, and Pac. Over on Rampage, the AEW TNT #1 contenders Royal Rampage match. Darby Allin won. He beat a bunch of dudes. Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed defeated QTV, Aaron Solo, Johnny TV, and QT Marshall. Then Billy Gunn, he did something else on Collision, and I'm going to talk about that too. On AEW TBS title match, Chris Statlander defeated Marina Shafir. Over on Collision, that took place right here in Newark, New Jersey, home of XPW. Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson defeated Action Andretti and Darius Martin. Miro defeated Nick Camarado. The House of Black defeated Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed. Billy Gunn did his best Damian Dragon impersonation. Taya Valkyrie defeated Sky Blue. And Kristen Cage and Reggie Starks with the dinosaur defeated the Pepsi Man and the Skateboard Kid. Tony, take it over the top.
Humans are prolific shedders with about 600,000 particles of skin flaking off every hour. By age 70, humans lose an average of 105 pounds of skin. This means the average wrestling fan would have to live to be about 280 to get to a healthy weight.
Yowza. All right. Well, why don't you guys take a walk with me, if you will? And let's head on over to Impact Wrestling, where Rich Swann and Sami Callihan defeat the Good Hands, Jason Hodge and John Schuyler. Jake Something making his return at the pay-per-view and now defeats Kevin Knight. Courtney
The black
Rush.
one.
Oh, God.
Defeats
Savannah Evans. Dirty Dango defeats Santino Marella in his first match back in a very long time. Impact World Tag Team title match, Subculture Flash Morgan, Webster and Mark Andrews defeat ABC, that is Chris Bay and Ace Austin. Tony, take me over the top.
You guys are going to really fucking hate this one. Gray Rape David Starr has more Meltzer-rated 5-star matches than Kurt Angle. Oh, it's true. October 26, 2019, David Starr versus apparently WWE star Jordan Devlin for Over the Top Wrestling's 5th anniversary show. Yikes.
Before I just want to show some love for the chat. Brendan Haney, nothing comes out of hearts.
Can't believe we're doing Kayla this dirty.
On NWA Power.
I think if she falls and hurts her ass, she'd be called Kayla Smarts.
Oh, yeah, smart. On NWA Power, Colby Carino defeats Alex Taylor. Tom Lattimore defeats Maria Pardua?
Mario, you dolt.
Maria.
Yeah, all right, Billy Glunn. Listen to that.
Hey, I got to take my shots when I can.
All right. Daisy Kill and Dallas defeat Magic Inc., the Fixers. defeat the Spectaculars. Kenzie Page defeats Samantha Starr. Tony, over the top, me babe.
Researchers found that roughly 1 in every 10,000 chickens is gynandromorphous, meaning they hatch half male and half female. I have no idea what pronouns it uses, but I'd still call it what it is. Delicious.
You could do better.
Oh, it'll get better. Don't worry.
All right, Ring of Honor had a pay-per-view Friday night, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Death Before Dishonor in a pure rules match. Josh Woods defeated Tracy Williams. Action Andretti and Darius Martin defeated the Workhorsemen. Layla Hirsch defeated Trish Adora. AR Fox defeated Shane Taylor. Gravity defeated Commander and Owen Hart.
Of course he did.
Ring of Honor World Television title Samoa Joe retained against To the Castle.
Fucking asshole.
The Ring of Honor World Tag Team title
You're
four-way
a dick.
match. Aussie Open defeated the Best Friends, the Kingdom, and the Lucha Brothers to become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. The Ring of Honor six-man titles are on the line as the Mogul Embassy defeated Leon Ruffin and 6 or 9. Katsuyori Shibata successfully retained his pure title over Daniel Garcia. In a fight without honor, the Dark Order defeated Stu Grayson and the Righteous. Ring of Honor World title match. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Pac. And in your main event, the Ring of Honor Women's World title, Athena defeated Willow Nightingale. Tony, take it over the top.
Most lipstick contains fish scales. This is so ladies could have 2 pairs of lips that smell like fish.
I don't know I don't know what ladies you're hanging around with, but you better stop.
All right. Well, obviously, we're saving the best for last with MLW Fusion, where Billy Starks defeats Becca in an Opera Cup 2023 first round match. Davey Boy Smith Jr. defeats Calvin Tankman, and that's fucking it. So, Tony, take us over the top.
In Mexico, professional wrestling is known as lucha libre. Good guys are called rudos, and bad guys are... Oh, wait, strike that, reverse it. Good guys are called technicos. Fucking Matt's rubbing off on me. And bad guys are called rudos. So what do they call the average lucha libre fan? Maldito perdedor! We are bilingual here on the Shining Wizards.
Yeah, when we get that chartable digest and we spike it in Mexico, I'll know why.
Fuck yeah, dude. Maldito perdedor.
Let's see here.
What does that actually mean?
It means fucking loser!
Mike Peterson, if she was a playing card, her name would be Kayla Hartz.
I like it.
Brendan Haney, that joke stunk. Get it? The fish joke.
Of course I did.
Good stuff. Good stuff there.
On a fish scale from 1 to 10, that was a -1.
I know we're like.
Hey, if Kayla went out to buy pastry, she'd be called Kayla Tarts.
No. Oh no.
If Kayla needed to
If she studied a lot in school, she'd be called Kayla Smarts.
If Kayla needed to replace a part for her car, she'd be called Kayla Auto Parts. All right, ruined a bit. Let's go.
If she liked to drink some beers and throw some pointy things, she'd be called Kayla Darts. Yeah, that sucked too.
At least I wasn't the last one.
Well, it's funnier when it's a porn star altogether, really. That's the lesson here.
Yes.
I told a story at the beginning of the show, and I know we're deep in the show, but how are you guys doing?
You're great. You're fantastic. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I'm doing aces magaces, baby.
Yeah, doing fantasticals. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a great week since last we talked.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you said that, Kevin, because your text messages on Saturday would indicate that the purchase of AEW's Fight Forever, those texts would say they said you did not have you're not doing great.
Hey, I had a great week. I got a couple of new tattoos, always a positive thing. And then Friday, I downloaded Fight Forever and wasted about $85.
Now, why did you go for the big extra package?
Well, because you're gonna get it sooner or later, anyways. Just
Fuck yeah!
$25. Just do it now. Get the whole fucking pass and all that kind of shit. Which now I wish I wouldn't have got any of it. But
Is it really that bad?
the game fucking sucks. It fucking sucks.
What kind of standards do you hold video games to, though?
I don't know what that question even fucking means.
Like, I mean, you're the only person that I've heard that said that it absolutely blows.
Okay, so I burned pretty much all of Saturday playing the game, and I burned some of Sunday playing it too, because I'm trying to find a spot in which I enjoy it. The story mode is garbage. It's just fucking garbage. If I got to know about Big Doe in DC again, I'm probably slitting my fucking wrists.
You don't have to wait. You don't have to go out and eat every time.
No, you don't have to, but if that little fucking thing says you better go there because something's happening, you better fucking go there because something's happening. And I got to take another fucking goddamn picture with Sting on the beach.
Sting
on the, or like when you're in Austin, they're like, oh, well, this isn't so good anymore, but now it's an art installation. Woo! The fucking storylines are so bad. The storylines are so fucking bad.
Matt, do you have the game?
I do.
So what are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, he loves it.
Like the gameplay, I enjoy very much because it's much like an N64 model. What is that? Your eyes just got giant like saucers. Please share.
Okay, so go back and remember the N64. I think there was more moves on the N64 game than there is on this game.
Now, have you?
They had to make room for all the locations that you can go eat at.
All the extra bullshit, and they're like,
have you gone and created a wrestle, and or have you customized your moves? Because you can, in the story mode, you can go in and change your wrestlers' finishers, and as you accumulate points in different levels, you can unlock more moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I've been playing the fucking game. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trash. It's trash.
Did you wish you picked up Lawn Mowing Simulator like you texted us?
Yeah, I'm thinking that would have been more enjoyable, I think.
All right, I gotta ask you.
Oh, MB, don't disappoint me, babe. Don't do that to me.
Did you
taking the random pictures with the wrestlers in the storyline mode is the best part? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Fucking photography simulating game.
Did you enjoy
game?
Did you enjoy your jumbo slice at Long Doe in DC?
You're goddamn right. I had a jumbo.
Bro, if you're not playing this game to eat a jumbo slice from fucking Long Doe, you're doing life wrong, bro.
Little fucking like history lesson about each food in every place, and then you got to pick if you're a vegetarian or not.
Wait. All right. I gotta ask you, were you CM Punk, Luchasaurus, or the fucking confused waitress?
No, that's not confused. That's fear. That's a feared waitress, man. She doesn't want to go on rotisserie, but I just don't think there's any other way it's going down.
So wait, I'm confused because I know nothing about the game. I haven't played video games in like 10 years. I saw the last.
Don't start now, KG.
Xbox 360 is the most recent console I own. So why are there restaurants in the game?
Well, Kevin, if you're not interested in going to restaurants to get your energy up, you could take in a little history with CM Punk at the Lincoln Memorial.
Can you answer my freaking question first?
Or you could get a picture with Abaddon at the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, but that's not real gameplay. That's got to be like...
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, it's real gameplay.
100%.
Did you fill Abby's crack, by the way?
I tried, but I couldn't find it.
So,
she's still a little chubby, huh?
KJG. In the story mode,
you go out to eat with your friends.
So if your energy is depleted, your health is depleted, you can go and get something to eat, and that will give you plus 60 energy points, right?
So do you have to like invite people? Like, do you have to invite CM Punk?
No.
Like, do you have to invite Luchasaurus?
Sometimes dudes just show up and they say things to you.
You
do they? What if they don't call you back? Like, is that it? Is that included in the game? Like, hey,
You know what? So apparently there is a storyline mode where you can go out to eat with somebody. So this goes back a couple weeks ago where someone said you can go on a date with Aubrey Edwards. I have not come across that scenario yet. Handsome Kevin, in your almost 2 days of playing, did you get to invite a talent out to eat lunch or dinner?
Yes, I did get to invite a talent out for dinner.
Is that why you went to the dinner with the dinosaur?
No. That's he shows up, and I've played so many different angles of the storyline. He just shows up at that restaurant. He's waiting for you. He's ready. It's oh my god, it's so fucking bad. And they got these fucking mini games. Are you fucking me with this? Here comes Matt Jackson, but his head's a baseball. Get ready to swing.
You don't like the baseball game?
Fuck off. Fuck off. And then there's this little, remember which way to go, because if you don't go that way, you're going to fall into the hole. It's fucked. All these coins are, you better collect all the coins. It's a fucking wrestling game. I want to wrestle.
So you're, I guess if you had to pick like a description of this game, it's like, dude, you're trying too hard.
No, trash. Just trash. It's just,
Okay.
the story, it feels like a bad college product. Like a college kids got together to make this project and they went, yeah, we'll do this. The fucking jokes in it are gross. If I gotta find out that fucking Penta wanted to be a bull rider again, are you fucked? Are you fucked with this bullshit? It is. And again, I'm trying. I haven't given up on it yet. I haven't given, and I should.
No, don't.
I haven't given up on it yet because, you know, I've started it. I've invested. I'm going to play every fucking storyline until I get everything on. I'm going to play everything. So far, absolute shit.
So
What have you have
Matt
you
Hardy
unlocked?
stole my luggage. Like, that's what we're doing? We're driving now. Matt Hardy's stealing my fucking luggage.
that actually sounds about right.
Oh, it's fucking bad.
So wait,
And then I win the tag team titles with Matt Hardy just to super kick him. And that story's over. No explanation. We're still the tag champions, but we're going on our merry ways.
wait, they made you super kick him?
Yep. That's the other thing. They ask you like, hey, you want to join the Dark Order? Sure. Why not? I'll join the Dark Order. Next playthrough, hey, you want to join the Dark Order? Nope, I've already done that. Well, guess what? Fuck you. You're joining anyways. Why give me the fucking option? Why do it?
So how is like the actual like? Can you just like choose like to like? Do you think it's better? Do you think it would be better if you were playing with other people as opposed to just the storyline mode?
I hope nobody else plays this game, Kevin. It's trash.
Oh man, oh boy.
It's trash.
Have you tried online?
I have not tried online yet. I have not.
Have you tried? Have you done the barbed wire exploding death match?
Yeah, I had to.
Ooh.
I was forced into it. It sucked. How many match styles do they have? They got the barbed wire, they got the ladder, they got your casino battle royal, which can only have 4 people in the fucking match at any given time. It's way too easy to eliminate people. It's bad, man. It's bad. And you know what? It's really fucking easy to tag and getting it out of the ring too. That's on you, buddy boy. That's easy.
I never said I was an expert.
Oh man.
Just to let people know, if you want to get it at a bit of a discount, you can go to cdkeys.com. They're not a sponsor, but I usually buy some stuff there. You get they have like $8 or $9 off on the Xbox version. You can get the PC version for about $7 off. That's the Elite Edition. The Elite Edition is actually only $54 on CD Keys for your PC. So
Does that come with professional malfeasance?
It's
The
so
Elite?
bad. It's so bad.
oh, all right.
Oh come on, man, that was good.
I know. I'm confused now. You can actually get it for PC, the regular version for like $37. Yeah, save a couple of bucks if you want to get it from there.
You know what else they fucking add in this game? So the entrances are shit. The entrances are absolute shit. But you know what you can do when your wrestler's coming down? You press one of the buttons to make either smoke go or the fireworks and stuff like. That's not what you need to be adding into the game.
Do you like the one that looks like a bullet hole?
Oh man, yeah, in my head when I'm playing this motherfucker.
Oh boy,
Golly.
this is intense.
But the gameplay is fun. Like when you wrestle, you have fun.
So here's the thing. So the gameplay is nostalgic, but you can really only do nostalgic stuff for so long, man. It's for so long. So like, all right, I got my Switch. I'll play old Nintendo games, right? I'll play the original Mario Golf, NES style, right? Enjoy playing that. But you can only play about a round and a half before you'd step back up into the new Mario Golf, the Switch Golf, right? Same thing with Mario Kart. You could play the old one, sure, it's nostalgic, but then you got to step back up and play with today's. Like that fucking shit's bad. It's so bad. It's.
I hate to say it, HK. Your review's making me want to buy the fucking game.
Yeah.
Probably I hope Tony, for you, I hope you do, because I need somebody to share this misery with.
You got Matt.
Yeah,
He's fucking got a boner over this pile of shit.
I enjoyed it. I don't have a ton of time to play it, so I've only played it. I went once through with Lance Archer. Now I'm going through with Adam Page, but I haven't finished.
You picked the worst characters to play this game with.
Who should you have picked?
Well, if
You should have picked a female. Like you should have been Yuka Sakazaki.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah.
There's not enough females in the fucking game.
Hey, HK, would the game be better if you get the Kenny Omega storyline with, say, like a blow-up doll?
Yeah, that'd be fucking great. No, Tony, no.
Oh,
Golly, man. Golly.
What if is Michael Nakazawa in it?
No, he's not.
See, because you get the fucking Concho storyline going where they're fucking diddle each other in the poodle
There's
holes.
only like 40 guys that come standard with the game, 44 guys or something like that. They got a roster of 6,000 people.
And Alex Reynolds isn't even in the game, is he?
No, he's not. But guess what? You can press a button to pick what pyro you want to go off when your superstars come into the ring. Fuck off.
That's a shame. Evil Uno, John Silver are in the game. Alex Reynolds is not. That's a fucking shame.
Mike Peterson says, grow a sack and play as your created character.
It's Mike Peterson, guys. He got some stones.
He
Yeah.
also says HK is the #1 seed in the Fight Forever G1. Lisa checking in. Sounds like an episode of Dynamite.
I thought that while I was playing it.
Yeah, she ain't wrong.
Scott George. So Vince is booking this game.
Oh my God, Brendan's fucking crushing it.
Brendan Haney. Jeff Hardy steals your luck as for drugs. Unlock that mini game.
Oh, you think there's shit like hot coffee, like you can play and like you get like a nude scene with like one of the wrestlers?
Not yet, man.
A nude scene? What fucking video games are you playing, dude?
Bro, all right, you're not familiar with the hot coffee scene from fucking GTA 5?
No.
You need to GTS. Yeah, there was they got sued over it and they had to fucking pay out a lot of money.
You said GTA and then you said GTS. What's the difference? I need to go to
GTS
sleep.
is Google that shit if you don't know what it is. Because in
GTS
GTA 5
means fucking go to sleep, dude. Come on.
No, fuck that guy. We're not supposed to like him anyway, boo. So GTA 5 had a hidden scene where it was like the main dude like banged some whore and it was like full everything and they got in trouble for it. And they got sued and they got penalized and they had to fucking pay a lot of money and put in a patch and all this shit. Yeah.
Full everything.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Video game boobs and bush. That's what you're into.
Yeah, B&B, baby. Huh. You wouldn't want to see Aubrey's down there main?
No, I want to wrestle.
Like the unmain
You're
main?
not doing it on this fucking game.
Hey, we gotta dodge holes and collect coins. Woohoo! This is fight forever, motherfuckers.
It's so fucking bad.
Dude, how long until we get crossover matches and fucking mini games on AEW TV? How great would it be if coins started dropping from the ceiling and like 8 of your favorite AEW fucking wrestlers are trying to collect them? When are we getting AEW Hunger Games instead of fucking Football Frenzy or whatever they fucking do?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
So, Matt, have you've not played any of the lady storylines to this point?
No, I've not played any of the lady storylines.
Oh,
Speaking of lady storylines,
woohoo! Good evening, my lady.
Don't do it.
that was quite the development.
What?
Huh?
What just happened?
Give me a kiss. You just came home.
Oh, gotcha.
Hi, Ree.
Hello. You want to put the headphones on? You want to talk to them? Please
Story
don't.
mode. There you go. Now that's a development.
Fuck yeah, 2 of them.
Come on,
They
dude.
develop quite nicely, if I would do say so.
Oh yeah, well I'm not going to say that.
We're at the Stadium Stampede.
That's what I mean. Can you play Stadium Stampede?
If you have, I haven't yet.
I think
I haven't yet. It's supposed to be something that's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat says hello. He says hi, everybody.
All right.
It's
All right.
so far it's really just a horrible.
What, you don't want to do like 100 exhibition matches to unlock Owen Hart?
Matt, when I get a game, I play the shit out of it. I will unlock everything. I will play every story. I will do this game. I will dominate. I'll get everything, but I'm gonna fucking hate every second of it.
We should. Do you know how the Twitch works? Maybe you should stream it on the Wizards Twitch. That's the whole thing, right?
I do not know how I've never been on Twitch. I'm not familiar with it.
And there's no cross-platform, right? Like, so if I get this for like PlayStation, I can't play against you.
Correct. Not yet.
Okay, gotcha. That part I wasn't sure. Yeah.
So
My understanding is that they're going to be. There's things that they said they were going to do that when the game came out, it doesn't do, like cross-platform, but they're going to fix that.
They were too busy visiting the Liberty Bell for authentic photographs for digitization.
You don't like when you go and you look at the lakes and then Abaddon jumps out of the bushes?
No. You know what they did on Raw? They threw people in the lake. That's what they did. They didn't fucking stand there and take pictures, hold hands, look at the sky.
Why? I want, Handsome Kevin, I want you, if you can, maybe you have some free time. If you could share all your, you can share all your pictures that you take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
Maybe do that on social media so we could all have a good laugh.
On one time, I'm fucking like, they're like, you're in Minnesota. I was like, sweet, I'm going to check out the food. What food is representing the state in which I hail? What sites are we going to see? What
Pizza.
Lake Winnebagosh. And who shows up? Aubrey, get the fuck out of my state. All right, just fucking go. And what
They
do
don't
they
have
say?
horses in Minnesota?
They're here, but
Little Juicy Lucy.
the Juicy Lucy. That's the food. Unless you're
burger, right?
Unless you pick vegetarian, then it's fried pickles
and poop.
I like fried pickles.
I said that.
Yeah,
You don't like fried pickles?
I
love fried pickles.
But how do you go from loosey goosey to fried pickles?
Because
Lucy.
I picked vegetarian, Tony, because you have to have that option. Because there's completely different meals at every fucking restaurant you go if you pick vegetarian or non-vegetarian.
Is there a gluten-free option?
Oh my God! I probably. I can't. I'm so frustrated in the shit that's in this game and the shit that's not in this game. It's miserable. It's absolutely. They missed. It's a miss.
Let's talk about something that was a hit.
All right.
Dark Side of the Ring this week.
Oh no.
Did you guys catch the Abdul the Butcher episode?
Yep.
All right. First off, Tony, my question to you. Can he read and write or can he not read and write?
Oh, he could fucking read for sure. I don't know about writing so good, but he could definitely read. When your best friend and Mick Foley go, I don't know about that one. He was trying to ignore it, hoping it would go away. He's like, it's Canada. Who gives a shit about Canada? That's what that was. Neither one of them is a fucking strike that. They're both pieces of shit.
Yes.
Him and fucking Hannibal.
Bro, I can't.
Because I completely forgot about that whole referee massacre shit. And I was like, oh, that's right. This motherfucker did that too. So I don't feel fucking bad for either one of them. Tony Atlas fucking defending Abby for using the fucking blade on himself and then somebody else though. Fuck off, dude. Motherfucker's been stomped on too many times.
I agree. I think the Devin Hannibal that guy's a piece of shit. But he didn't ask for Abby to gig him, so like that's kind of unfortunate. Like he's at the end of the day, Hannibal's a piece of shit. But going into that with the WWE contract in hand, he didn't ask for Abby to gig him, and essentially Abby costed him a job at the fucking WWE, and that sucks. Regardless, at the end of the day, that the Hannibal dude is a piece of shit when he attacks his referee in 2019.
Yes.
Fair enough. However, it's one story in a long line of stories who people who get signed to the WWE and then fucking do stupidity before they report. Why are you in a match with Abdul the Butcher before you're going off to WWE land to have a fucking fantastic career potentially? Why?
See, I would have to look up and see, because what the time frame is when that gigging happens and when he gets signed, because he doesn't know he has Hep C until he goes for his physical.
And apparently he no longer has it either.
Yeah, he did some kind of what they say miracle testing drug, and it actually worked.
I think, didn't Nigel do something like that? Because Nigel had to leave because of hepatitis, but I think he doesn't have hepatitis anymore, right?
He just got a little Asian kid.
So I literally had to do a training
I
at
missed
work
your line.
for bloodborne pathogens. Like I had to do an online training for this, and this is the exact thing. Hep C never actually leaves, but it definitely can be. God, I might be making this up, but I definitely just did the training for it, and Hep C like never like goes away. It's just like it's almost kind of like HIV in that sense,
Like undetectable at some point.
yeah.
Dormant.
It can be undetectable, but it never actually goes away as far as I know, and it could always stay in you, and it could eventually affect your liver and could affect other organs and your blood and all that shit. So I'm pretty sure I literally just did it like a month ago. The bloodborne path, working for the police department, you have to do these kind of weird trainings that don't affect you at all.
Okay, this is from his blog, January 8th, 2018, when the standard Hep C treatment of interferon and ribofin failed to be effective on me in 2010. I underwent a 36-week Insevic triple therapy regimen that was experimental for my genotype, type 2. That was by far the roughest 36 weeks of my life health-wise. I dealt with horrible physical and emotional side effects as well as financial effects due to my inability to work for most of the treatment. Although the Insevic therapy cured me of the disease, that it was never formally approved for my genotype, was ultimately taken off the market. But apparently he does not have Hep C anymore.
He's probably just bullshitting, to be honest with you.
I can't believe shit that he says.
Yeah.
There was no real connection between Abdullah, though, with the transfer of Hep C to him, because then the question came up, well, how do we know he didn't give it to Abby? But pretty damning evidence when you don't have the defendant rebutting it, where you're seeing the guy blade himself and then blade you.
No, he had a court-ordered blood test for Abby that Abby had to do, and it came back positive.
Yeah,
same strand.
Yeah, but it became the question of who gave it to who. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if it came from that incident.
Yeah.
Dude, we just had less than an hour and a half ago, we just had Tod Gordon talk about Jimmy Snuka putting a rusty razor blade in his mouth as a gag. Right? And a match against the fucking Metal Maniac.
Well, maybe now you know why Metal Maniac didn't go past where he was.
Trying to fucking 30 people at a bar. Now you're talking Abdul the Butcher in Canada against this kid who was an up-and-comer.
It really is a shame, too, because, like, you see the footage of him, he looked like a star, dude. He looked like he could have went places given an opportunity. The potential was there. That's the sad part about it.
I think, to me, part of the sad part is that you go into the ring and you trust who you're working with to take care of you, and without consent, the butcher cuts him up. Like that is, I think, to me at least, the saddest part of the whole thing. And then to turn around and look what Hannibal did years later. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like in the moment watching it, I felt bad for him, like as a performer, right? Because you have to be able to trust who you're in there with. And to a certain extent, Abby took advantage of him. But then you fast forward and realize that this guy's a giant piece of shit too. It kind of wipes all that away.
It was definitely an interesting dude. They opened. I can't believe they opened the show the way they did, with him being like, he's a piece of shit. I hope he fucking dies. I was like, this is how we're starting this show?
Slow and painful death, he says. Well,
holy shit. And there's I think what's telling is the reaction of like Hugo Savinovich watching, because he's never seen the footage, watching Abby just gigging this kid.
Can you explain to me how nobody ever fucking noticed Abby blading himself? They're like, oh, he was so great, nobody ever knew. The mother. Did you ever fucking see Heroes of Wrestling? This son of a bitch is just carving his head up in front of everybody, and he did it all the time.
What? But this. So you're talking about time in the 70s and the 80s and maybe some of the 90s where you're like, we're not watching wrestling on fucking HD TVs, right? Like the cameras aren't catching everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but still, he's so blatantly obvious when he does it.
I mean, look. We all became smart marks, right, in the middle of the mid 90s, right? So like you could tell when somebody was fucking gigging in ECW because it got to the point where it was like
Straight line,
then just a fucking crimson mask, right? Or they go like under the fucking ring and then they come out, they'd be bleeding. But like in the 70s, 80s, like 90s, like we could go back and watch a bunch of that old shit. I'm sure if you watch it enough times, you could maybe pinpoint. But then at the same time, like Abdul is doing a tour of Japan and he's probably wrestling Bruiser Brody every fucking night. Like it probably don't take much to get him going after he does that first gig, right?
So let me ask you this. Wasn't it part of his character, and Tony, correct me if I'm wrong on this, wouldn't he stab his own head with the fork or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he would, right?
And then he'd stab Tony Atlas, who fucking loved that shit. You take the fork. Promoter says, "What are you not going to work anymore?" Like, I don't know, man.
Right, but that look on the surface, it seems like a chicken shit thing, right? But it's not 2023. It's the fucking 70s, and you're in there in the main event with Abdullah, and you're not going to say no because they'll find the next fucking asshole who just wrestled under a mask in a battle royal. He'll take the extra $50 to let Abdullah stab the shit out of him in the middle of the ring with the fork, and then you didn't get your payoff or to work with fucking Abdullah in the main event. Nelly, what is with you tonight, bro?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dude, it's fucked up. Mommy was watching it with me, and she's like, why would you let somebody do that to you? And I'm like, I can't explain this to you right now. I don't know why. I also thought it was interesting where Tony Atlas was like, why would you let somebody else gig you? And like they didn't follow up. Like he knew like maybe there was more to that story that he wasn't telling, like a different situation.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of reminds me of the New Jack like mass transit scenario, right? Like, why would you let New Jack gig you if you wanted to gig yourself, right? Or no?
Yeah, that guy was a kid. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He figured New Jack's good with a blade. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense actually.
Well,
like
it really doesn't with hindsight, to be honest.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense in terms of how the whole thing went down, but it makes sense that like if New Jack may have said to him, "Trust me, I got this," or if Mass Transit said to New Jack, "I trust you with the blade," then that's a different story altogether.
I think the story is they approached him about doing it. Like if you're not, and the kid kind of like blew them off.
No, the kid didn't want. The kid had some spots he wanted New Jack to do, and then he said he wanted to get. According to New Jack, the kid said he wanted to get some color, but didn't know how to do it. So he asked New Jack.
Yeah,
to
like
do
he was like he came in and he was like, "I'm going to tell you how this match is going to be," and New Jack was like, "The fuck you are, fat boy."
And New Jack said he wanted me to cut him. He goes, he didn't say this big or this big, so I cut him, and he bled a lot. That's his fucking line. Makes me laugh every fucking
Now, what's
time.
tomorrow's Bam Bam, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Should be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, someone on, I think maybe it's the Dark Side. Someone on Twitter was sharing like photos of him from like the Asbury Press when he was a high school wrestler. Bro, he looks so fucking weird with hair.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Because he has like big fucking curly hair and he's like 16. He's the size of a fucking horse.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to binge these tomorrow because I haven't even seen the Adrian Adonis one yet, so I gotta go through both of them tomorrow before bed.
Yeah,
There was a lot of coke talk in the Adrian Adonis one.
Oh, of course there was.
I think the Adonis one was one of the best.
So far, yeah. I am
Well,
looking forward to the Bam Bam and the Marty one. I think is going to be that's going to be a watch.
Those two like really piqued my interest. Bam Bam and Marty. Like Adrian Adonis doesn't really do anything for me, but like the more I think about it, like I do kind of want to. I do want to watch it, and I will watch that, and I will watch Abdullah just because of the conversation that we just had right now. It's kind of like piquing my interest a whole lot. So I may binge watch that tomorrow at work while I don't do work.
Attaboy.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there I know we're trying not to run marathon shows. Is there anything from this week in wrestling that you guys want to talk about before we do our PWI rankings?
Well, do we gotta talk about picks?
Look, I'll be fully transparent with you. I haven't had a chance to watch the pay-per-view yet. We can go over the picks.
Just a quick note, since it's a downer, Rick Skaya passed away a couple days ago. Known from early wrestling internet website, The News from Dayton. He was a student in Ohio, lived in Ohio. Started his own newsletter, leaned heavily on very early stuff from Brian Alvarez, would do a lot of reporting, secondhand reporting. Involved with WrestleManiacs, which became Online Onslaught, which was signed to CBS Sports for a couple of years in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And unfortunately, he had terrible cancer. As a matter of fact, in 2020, just around the pandemic time starting, he was having a hard time finding a provider to host the website, so it kind of went dormant, and he got sick, and it just never came back. But one of the original OGs of the Rexport Pro Wrestling message boards, one of the guys that came up around the same time as like Scott Keith and Mikasa and a lot of those guys, like Bagpipe Report, all around the same time. A fucking legend, dude. And he was only 49. He was my age. No longer with us. But one of the true pioneers of internet wrestling. I mean, it's fucking sad, dude. We're losing a lot of those guys young. It's a shame. We lost Larry Zonka a couple of years ago, too. One of the newer guys, you know? It's rough, man. Like my interview with Scott Keith is still one of my favorite interviews, just because like I know the history that goes in with where a lot of these guys came up from and how they all kind of found each other, and you know they were the wrestling community, you know, the beginnings of the internet wrestling community.
All right, R.I.P. baby.
Yeah.
So before Matt, so you said you didn't watch the pay-per-view. I actually did watch it.
All right.
So I don't know. Do you know that? Did you obviously we just mentioned the results in Over the Top, but are you okay with me discussing how I thought about some of the things?
Absolutely. Let's chop it up. So Ring of Honor did Death Before Dishonor Friday night from Trenton, New Jersey. That's right, Trenton people.
Fuck yeah, the home of the pork roll,
home of the Thunder.
That's right. So I thought Matt, I don't watch Ring of Honor weekly. But I'll tell you right now, that pay-per-view to me freaking ruled. Like, absolutely ruled. And I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching every second of it, just about. I think my match of the night, if I had to pick one right off the top, would it actually be the Dark Order versus the Righteous? Like, that was good. And a close second would be Athena Willow Nightingale in the main event, which was...
So what I've seen... Well, the consensus is it was a great pay-per-view, right? And I think a Ring of Honor under the Tony Khan banner, he has a pretty good track record with pay-per-views, right? They're good shows. We got the Briscoe FTR trilogy on the Ring of Honor pay-per-views last year. And I don't doubt it, Kevin. I will, you know, I'd love to say I'll find time, but I'll try to find time because I am interested to see the show. My problem is the weekly TV, right? You, like, you know, 2 years ago, I wasn't missing Ring of Honor pay-per-view, right? I was trying to go if it was in Baltimore, I was ordering it and making sure I watched it. The Ring of Honor TV product, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, does nothing for me because it's like Dark Elevation. I don't want to see fucking... the fucking Righteous beat Tony, Hansel, Kevin, and me in a fucking 6-man tag match. I just don't care.
Right.
It does nothing for me. I want you to tell me fucking stories that I can get invested in. Like, look, I bet the tag match was great, but you fucking announced it like Monday night when we were done with the show. They're like, oh, 4-way for the tag titles. Like, let's just throw this out there into the universe. Like, there's nothing to it. There's no story. It's just fucking 8 guys. And I bet they had a great match. But if I want to watch PWG, I'll fucking order the DVDs.
So a lot of this show, believe it or not, and this is the only thing that kind of makes me mad, is that like they did they showcased the best friends a lot on this episode. Like they were in that match. Tremperetto got his eye freaking totally busted open. They make a save later on in the show, but it's essentially just to promote Dynamite. Like, because like they just announced all the matches, and they're like, well, now they're gonna have like a 3-way tag team match like on Dynamite. So like it's essentially just, which is the only thing that bothered me about the show, is that they couldn't just let this stand alone by itself. Like, let Ring of Honor be Ring of Honor and let Dynamite promote it. You have Rampage and Collision and Twitter and Instagram to promote the show. Let Ring of Honor stand alone amongst itself. Orange Cassidy looks like he's going to be in some sort of it was just, that was the only thing that detracted me from the show. But like also the tag title match was incredible. With like I said, with Best Friends and the Lucha Bros and the Kingdom, there's Aussie Open, obviously, who won the belts. Like it was a really fun, like as a standalone show, it was really, really fun to watch, and like I would recommend it to anyone. Samoa Joe, and
Dalton Castle.
The Dalton Castle.
Here, let me pose this question to you now, Kevin. Right, you watch the pay-per-view. Are you going to watch if you had Honor Club? Would you watch Ring of Honor Thursday night?
No, not live. If I had like time to like watch wrestling, and I've already watched Impact, Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Rampage, and I only watched Rampage this week because of the Royal Rampage thing, because I love a good battle royal. But no, I probably wouldn't unless I had already finished watching everything else.
Can I ask you this? In the Joe Castle match, was there ever a point in the match where you thought that Castle was going to pull it out?
Never, not once.
Ever.
And that has nothing to do with the match. It has nothing to do with the match itself. It just there was no chance from the day the match was announced that I ever thought Dalton Castle was going to win. And that also kind of goes, like, the fact that the Claudio Castagnoli, and I know that Mark Briscoe kind of got hurt, so I know that changes the whole dynamic of the main event that you announced, like, literally the day after or the 2 days after, Blood and Guts, like, where Pac, like, walks out. And so now that's, like, your de facto storyline. And I get it. You had to do it. But it, like, never thought Pac had a chance. I thought Willow Nightingale had a chance. I really did, especially after the finish of the men's world title match right before it. I really thought Willow Nightingale could have won, but the match was so good. That match was so freaking fun to watch. So,
I'm going to throw this out there. Is the Willow Nightingale bloom off the rose? How many times can we watch her rise from the ashes to challenge for a title just to lose it?
I don't think so. I think the people love her too much. I think overall she has I think positivity at the end of the day wins fans over. I'm not saying like John Cena sucks positive, like I don't think they'll turn on her like John Cena. I just think that she is too good, too fun, too entertaining. Will she ever be AEW Women's Champion? I don't think so. But...
No, I just she's easy. Here's the problem is she's like the go-to girl. She gets put in every single, like, someone's getting a beatdown. Willow makes the save. Now Willow's feuding with the champion, and then Willow is going to challenge the champion, and we think she's going to beat her, but no, she loses. She loses to the TBS Women's Champion. She loses to the AEW Women's Champion. She lost her strong title in her first defense. She loses to fucking Athena. She loses in the tournament. Like she's great, but like, can you find? Is there a? Can we find somebody else to fill that role and let Willow just go on a winning streak and be fucking Willow?
Okay, that's a fair point. But for some reason, to me, Willow Nightingale has this aura that seems like she can't be like denied, if that makes sense. Like she has like no matter how like she's not like Britt Baker, she's not Soraya, she's not Ruby Soho, she's not Toni Storm, but she has this aura where to me it feels like losses don't hurt her. It's just like her personality and her infectiousness. Like people want to root for her. So as long as she's losing, to me, it still makes people feel like they want to root for her to do better. And what will she? I don't know, but I enjoy the heck out of her.
So we do picks. Everybody picked Athena across the board. Right. So it's not about rooting for her to win. It's just obvious. We all picked Claudio. We all picked Athena. Like Willow she's doing the same thing when we get these big shows. She might be in the main event where she's challenging for a championship, but we're not picking her because we know she's just, that's her position, and that gets tired over time. At least for me. I can't speak for the masses.
Are they positioning it in such a fashion that when she finally does get it, it's going to be huge, or is this just going to be her cycle? Is this just going to be what she does over and over again?
I think it's going to be so like her winning when she beat Mercedes because Mercedes broke her ankle was huge. And you could have ridden that momentum, right? Because we don't know when Mercedes getting back, and everybody thinks the big dream match is Julia and Mercedes for that strong title, which is fine. But to have Willow go to Japan to defend the title and lose it is like she's a transitional champion. Like she will always be a great underdog and a great challenger. But right now, I just don't see her as a champion, and I don't know if that's just the way they booked her the last 6 months or.
So at the end of the pay-per-view, Athena, who's obviously a heel, raised her hand. I know it's Ring of Honor, so I guess it doesn't necessarily mean all that much but like then she even bowed down to her. Like she like literally bowed to her like Japan style.
Yeah, but then she beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, but
she beat her up out. It was all the thing.
Wait, what?
Yes.
She beat the shit out of her after the match?
Yeah, she attacked her after the show.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, the whole thing is Athena doesn't respect anyone in Ring of Honor, so she's a fucking cunt to everybody.
Oh, I did not see that part. I thought it was a cool moment at the end of the show where she bowed down to her and like raised her hand and then bowed down to her. I didn't see the part where she beat the shit out of her.
She kicked her in the back of the head.
Oh, I did not see that. I'm sorry. That's my
in the
bad.
back of the crow.
I was right. The crow.
I was going for something else.
Did it Billy
Crotch?
Billy Glenn style? Right.
Fuck yeah, dude! Right in the Castagnolis.
Oh wow! All right, so Athena's like full-fledged, like still like not even giving a fuck heel right now.
Right. I don't know if that I saw that on social media, so that would have been like maybe that was a social. I didn't see the pay-per-view, so I can't tell you if that happened on air, but it happened.
Yeah, I don't think it happened on the pay-per-view because I watched that till like the credits went.
So Kevin's still in first place at 152, 64 and 1. He went 8-4. Tony is 2 games behind at 150, 66 and 1. He went 8-4. I am a couple games behind at 148, 68 and 1. I went 9-3. Brendan was 145, 71 and 1. He went 7-5. Hands Kevin 135, 81 and 1, 6 and 6. Those are the pay-per-view picks. Kevin, anything else about this show before we move on?
No, it was awesome. I recommend it. I don't know how I'm still in first place after not even picking Slammiversary. So
because we all shit the bed on Slammiversary.
Yeah, Slammiversary was a shit show.
How about Eric Young, baby?
How about
Eric Young, who you vehemently yeah,
get there.
You denied the fact that he was even available the week before.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he was on the contract. I guess he asked out.
He gone. He didn't want to work for fucking Vince.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, come on, pal.
Come on, EY. He was supposed to be in that stable with like Bray Wyatt, right, or something like that.
Yeah, we're gonna make you Uncle Howdy. Let's do it.
fucking Bray Wyatt? Whatever happened to that asshole?
He drank so much Mountain Dew, pal.
Yeah.
Dummy. Anything else in the world of wrestling you want to talk about before we go? PWI rankings, boys.
Let's do it. Let's dive away.
Fuck yeah.
All right, now I did my due diligence here, boys.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
So I
Dry-
can tell
dry
you what?
The dry pages.
Very dry. So, if you're not familiar with the show or what this segment is, I go over to WrestlingData.com, I believe is the website. They have a tab for the PWI Years. You can go and look through all the back catalogs as long as they're available, and you can look up the top 10 lists that always were in the back of the PWI magazines. And this ranged from WWF top 10, NWA top 10, USWA top 10, top tag teams, top villains, top 10 of all whatever's going on at the time. Well, I went and I did top 10 tag teams, but we did it from 2 different decades, my friends. October 1987. That spans the time of May 8th to June 3rd. That goes to the showdown tonight against October 1997, which covers May 1st to May 30th. So this is not just one promotion here. This is the top 10 tag teams at the time. And we start at number 10, representing the CWA, the tag team of Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. They look across at 1997 and they see the team of Doug Furnace and Phil LaFawn.
I don't know anything about the team of Tommy Rich and Austin Idol, but I'm going to pick them.
Well, I'll tell you some highlights of this tag team of Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. They beat Bill Dundee and Rocky Johnson in a Texas death match on May 18th. And on the 1st of June, they beat Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler in a Las Vegas roulette first blood match.
Fuck yeah, that's AEW written all over it.
Now look, Doug Furnace and Phil LaFawn over here in WWF world at the time, they have a Raw victory over the Legion of Doom. The following week on Raw, they lost a 4-way tag match. It involved Davey and Owen, the Headbangers, and the New Blackjacks.
Wait, what was the
It
first
lost
team you said?
to
What was the first team you said?
Owen and Davey.
Oh, okay.
They lost to the Godwins on Shotgun Saturday night, and they are losing on the house show circuit to the Blackjacks and the Godwins.
Yeah, I'm going Idol and Rich on that
Yeah,
one.
Doug Furnace and Phil LaFawn's WWE one was a disaster.
They could LaFawn themselves out the door.
That's right.
I there's not many teams that you could put up next to Furnace LaFawn that I don't go Furnace and LaFawn. I'm going Furnace and LaFawn.
Wow.
Figured you would. I'm going to side on Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. As much as I love Furnace and LaFawn, this part of the Doug Furnace, Phil LaFawn run in WWE, very pedestrian.
Now, if this was the All Japan Furnace and LaFawn, now we got a story.
ECW Furnace and LaFawn.
Doors off.
Yeah. But fucking losing to the Headbangers on Shotgun Saturday night or whatever the fuck you said? Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, a lot of respectable people have lost to the Headbangers, Tony.
Yeah, they're former tag champs.
Okay. You guys ready for number 9?
Of course.
From 1987. They were an AWA tag team. Boris Zukov and Soldat Ustinov.
Oh my god.
Ustinov. And they will be across the squared circle from the Gangsters from ECW.
So Matt, in your research, is this Ustinov guy? Did he wrestle as anybody else that I might know? I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm picking the Gangsters, I guess.
Yeah, he's an Usto brother.
We're the ones. Ustos.
So he was Ivan the Terrible, Big Jim Steele, the Russian Crusher.
Okay.
He had a lot of success in the AWA in 87 to 88. He's also a former football player.
Pro?
Yeah, he played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
And he played in the USFL.
USFL was a big deal back then.
Yeah! Come on now.
I'm still
Now
going
look.
Gangsters.
Boris and Soldat are your AWA tag team champions. They did beat the Midnight Rockers
Who?
on May 25th.
I'm Shawn Michaels and I'm Marty. We love to rock and we love to party.
The Gangsters in 1997 are working three-way dances with the Dudleys and the Eliminators, and they're always on the losing end. Their only win was at a Trenton house show where they beat the tag team of Axel Rotten and Corporal Punishment.
That's all right. Gangsters.
Yeah, still going.
Gangsters.
Maybe it's just my nostalgia glasses, and that I know them, and maybe that time of their career wasn't great, but I gotta go Gangsters.
Well, handsome Kevin, I think you're muted. No, you're not muted.
No, he's not muted. He's flabbergasted.
I'm here. I just anything AWA.
Yeah, he's a fucking Minnesota Mark. That's why.
Look, I'm going AWA too. They're the tag team champions.
My man.
Brundon, we need a tiebreaker.
Don't go to Brundon.
We have to go to Brundon.
You don't have to go to Brundon. MB.
Is he still even here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who,
he is.
MB's right there.
Oh, yeah. Then we'll give it to Birch. Yeah, we'll give it
No,
to Birch.
Brundon, I meant.
No, I don't think Brundon's around.
We will go on to the number 8 teams. Representing the CWF is the tag team of Mike Graham and Steve Kern. They are the current NWA Florida Tag Team Champions, opposite of Harlem Heat.
Oh God,
What's Harlem Heat
WCW.
doing these days?
I was
Sorry?
really looking forward to picking a team with Steve Kern because I'm a big Steve Kern guy, but Harlem Heat is one of my top 5 tag teams of all time. So
What's Harlem Heat doing in May of 1997?
Well, they have a worldwide win over High Voltage.
Fuck yeah, dude!
They
Chaos and
lost.
who was it? Chaos and
Rage.
Rage. That
Rage.
was it.
They lost to Jeff Jarrett and Mongo on Nitro. They did beat the Power Company the next night on Saturday night, though. The next week.
They didn't.
Well, they did.
They did.
I remember the Power Company. They definitely
On the
should've-
5-12 Nitro, they worked a dark match where they lost to DDP and the Giant. At Slamboree, they worked a dark match where they lost to Public Enemy. And to round out the month, they lost at a house show to Jeff Jarrett and Ric Flair. Mike Graham and Steve Kern, on the other hand, are your current NWA Florida Tag Team Champions. They beat the Mod Squad on the 17th, and they beat Kevin Sullivan and the Tahitian what?
Treat.
Tahitian Prince on
Tahitian
the 30th.
Prince.
What did I say?
Tahitian.
No.
Oh, he said.
Kid can't even read.
Got fucking Abby sitting below me.
Yeah, you thought that Mick Foley putting the picture of Abby as his father on his bedroom wall was real. What do you guys think?
I'm going Graham and Kern.
For the sake of the game, even though how much I love Harlem Heat, if they're the tag team champions at this point, I gotta go Kern and Graham too. Actually, now I have to switch it up. I have to change it.
So, and we're not far away from Booker T going solo at this point, but I still think that Harlem Heat was so fucking good. Like anytime they were out there, it was like you thought that they were going to win. Like anytime against anybody, and great tag teams. I go Harlem Heat.
Yeah, trust me, I really want to go Harlem Heat, but if we're just talking about this time period, and you're talking about champions, and I know I picked another team that weren't champions while these guys were champions. For the sake of the game, if they're the champions and they're winning, while Harlem Heat is in and out, I gotta go Graham and Kern.
I am also taking Graham and Kern. I think this is like the I pulled up Booker T's cage match. This seems like it's like almost the end of Harlem Heat. You know, they're not. It looks like they're doing a lot of house shows together and like Saturday nights and pro tapings. But by the middle of the year, he's doing three-way dances and stuff, working DDP and the Giant and all this jazz.
Does he want the gold, sucker?
And it's not till after World War III where it looks like Harlem Heat is.
Well,
is
Big
wrapped
T
up.
comes in, bro.
Oh, that's years later.
That's very much in the future.
He's the world TV champion by the end of 1997. That Booker T.
But he's not here, so Mike Graham and Steve Kern. There you go.
Mike Graham and Steve Kern over to number 7 in world class. we have the Fantastics. They are the current WCWA Tag Team Champions. They are feuding with the Rock and Roll RPMs, Mike Davis and Tommy Lane. For those of you not familiar with the Rock and Roll RPMs, over in the 1997 era, the New Blackjacks. They're doing 4-way dances on Raw with Furnace LaFon, Owen Davey, and the Headbangers. They're beating Furnace and LaFon on the house shows. They have a shotgun Saturday night countout win over the tag team with Crush and Savio Vega. And they also got a win over Carl Fergie and Reggie Walker on a episode of Shotgun Saturday Night.
Yeah, I'm going Tommy and Bobby.
I'm with you on the Fantastics, T-Donk. I can't. Nothing is good about the New Blackjacks.
Nope.
Except for Bone Crunchers.
No, those are bad too.
There has
No,
to
they're
be.
not.
Oh, they're horrible. What's that?
Yeah, but I am going Fantastics as well.
Yeah, there's nothing that I don't think there's a tag team that you could put against the New Blackjacks that I would pick.
Hey, we got our first unanimous vote of the night. There you go.
The New Blackjacks were awful.
Matt,
Yeah,
numero
I think
6. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think they're going to start to get interesting. In 1987, out of the UWF and the NWA, the Lightning Express, which is the tag team of Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner, they beat Sting and Rick Steiner for the UWF tag titles in the middle of May, and they had successful defenses over Gary Young and Mike Boyett and Bob Bradley and Gary Young. In 1997, it's the current ECW tag team champions, the Eliminators. They are working the circuit in 3-way dances, beating the Dudleys, beating the Gangsters, and this will ride them right into Hardcore Heaven. What is first? Hardcore Heaven, I think, 97, where I believe Perry Saturn gets hurt at that Trenton House show because I was there, and he blows out his knee, and they are stripped of the titles, and they lose them to the Dudleys.
Yeah, I'm going Eliminators.
I second that. Eliminators, here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We got our fucking second unanimous vote.
And our first win for 1997. Guess what?
Yeah.
Not going to get any better for 97. Maybe.
Number
Maybe.
5.
Number 5 in 1987 is the Midnight Express. They are all over the place. Mid-Atlantic, JCP, UWF, CWF. They're the current NWA U.S. Tag Team Champions.
Now this is Bobby and Stan or Bobby and Dennis?
It's Bobby and Stan.
Okay. All right.
They are opposite of the tag team of Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith, who during this time frame are the WWF Tag Team Champions until the end of the month. Owen's also the IC champion, and they're working a lot on house shows against the team of Steve Austin and Ahmed Johnson. It's a tough one. The Midnights are working a lot more, right? But they're not winning. They have the NWA US Championships. They beat Wyndham and Garvin in the tournament finals, but they're in CWF losing to the Rock and Roll Express. They're losing to Ron and Jimmy Garvin. What's this say? 3-on-2 with Country Bear. I don't know if that makes sense. They're losing 2-on-3 matches against the Rock and Roll Express. They're losing in Mid-South. So they're in the top 10, but they're not, and they're not defending their NWA US titles.
Well, when you put it that way, it's hard not to go with Owen and Davey. And that's my pick. Owen Hart and British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith.
Yeah, Owen Davey for me as well.
Matt.
Oh man, this is a toss-up. Because for the time frame that we're in, we're not seeing them defend the tag titles. They did on that Raw, that 4-way Raw that I've referenced several times against the Headbangers, the New Blackjacks, and Furnace and LaFon.
That's right.
And then the only other time they're defending their tag titles on TV, they're losing the titles. Owen's still the IC champion. This is a toss-up for me, man. I think I'm going to go toward the Midnight Express.
Hey, you know what? I mean, as many title belts as I see on the other side of the aisle, I think you got to go Midnight Express, man. I'm with you.
But didn't you say they were like losing a bunch and they weren't defending it? They're the U.S. tag champs while Owen and Davey are the world tag champs.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, here you go. Matthew Birch, Steve Austin, and Ahmed Johnson as a tag team sounds ridiculous to me. There's your reasoning.
Yeah, I just think I think I could sit through 100 Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express matches and be content with it. I don't know if I could sit through a Steve Austin, Ahmed Johnson versus Davey Boy Smith, Owen Hart match.
Well, no, but that's through no fault of Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart, or even
Sure,
Steve
it
Austin.
affects my decision.
Fair. Yeah, but okay.
We're split.
I mean, we're talking matches with the Rock and Roll. We're talking matches with who was the other one? The Grahams?
Ron and Jimmy Garvin,
Oh, the Garvins. That was it. Yeah.
Wyndham and Armstrong. There's a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, Wyndham and Armstrong serviceable. I like it. It's all right. All right. We got a split on that one. Number 4.
Number 4, in 1987, you will find the Can-Am Express in the WWF.
Wow. Can-Am Connection. Right?
Nope.
What's up?
Wait, Express or Connection?
Can-Am Connection.
Sorry,
right?
Can-Am Connection. My
There you go.
apologies.
Yep.
I mixed my sheets up here.
I literally just rewatched their debut the other night, actually.
So they're beating the Shadow and Kamala and Sika. Kamala and Sika are switching back and forth, but the Shadow is a constant there on house shows. On Superstars, they lose to the Islanders by countout. And then on the 2nd of June, they get a squash win. And on the 3rd, the last day of the month, they get a win over the champs, the Hart Foundation, by countout. Over in 1997, Hall and Nash, the Outsiders. They're in Japan on the 3rd with Masahiro Chono getting a win over the Great Muta and the Steiner brothers. They are your current WCW Tag Team Champions. They do, however, lose at Slamboree as they team with 6 against Flair, Piper, and Kevin Green. During this time frame, they do not defend the WCW Tag Team Championships once.
You still got to go Hall and Nash.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to go Hall and Nash, dude.
100%. 100%.
I'm with you. I agree. I'm just throwing out the facts there, people.
I understand.
So everyone, Hall and Nash runs the table.
Yeah.
On to number 3.
Uh-oh.
In 1987, the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh boy, that's gonna be tough to beat.
They are
Not champions.
feuding-
They're not the champs, though.
They're not, but they are feuding all over the territories with the Midnight Express. They also have wins over Luger, the team of Luger and Flair. And they did lose the NWA Tag Team Champions to Rick Rude and Manny Fernandez. In 1997, your number 3 team, the Legion of Doom. They are feuding on the house shows with Crush and Savio Vega. As previous mentioned, they lost to Furnace and LaFon on the May 5th Raw. On the 12th of May, they beat PG-13 on Raw. And on the house shows, they are teaming with Steve Austin and wrestling the Hart Foundation, Owen, Davey, and Brian Pillman. They also have a win on Raw over the tag team of Brian Pillman and Anvil.
Yeah, I'm going Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Tony. This is not the greatest version of LOD. I don't care. I'm going Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, and I'm not a giant LOD guy either way, any time period, any time. But
They're Minnesota.
I know they are. But give me the Express.
Matt,
I'm with you. The Rock and Roll Express all the way.
got another unanimous.
Number 2 in 1987, the Hart Foundation. They're the WWF Tag Team Champions for the whole entirety of May. They are working the house show circuit in steel cage tag team matches against the Bulldogs. And they are winning, with their only loss in the month coming to the Strike Force, the Can-Am Connection, excuse me. Can-Am Connection by count out.
Who's number 2 on the other side?
The Steiner brothers.
Oh, shit.
On Nitro, dark match, they beat the Power Company. On Worldwide on the 7th, they get a win over Public Enemy. On Worldwide tapings on the 8th, they get a win over Max and Rick Fuller. On Saturday night's main event, they defeat the French Canadians.
Wait, Saturday night's main event?
Saturday night. WCW Saturday night, excuse me. Jesus.
Wait,
what?
the amazing French Canadians?
Yes, the amazing French Canadians.
Okay.
On the 17th on a house show, they beat the Public Enemy. And then at Slamboree, 1997, they get a win over Conan and Hugh Morris.
This might be the toughest one.
Not for me. I'm going Heart Foundation.
Yep.
Fuck that. Fuck
Wait,
that.
so Matt, the Hart Foundation were the champs the entire month,
Yes.
and how many times did they defend the belts?
They defended it from the 8th to the 31st on the house shows against the British Bulldogs in steel cage tag team matches.
All right, yeah, I'll go Hart Foundation.
Yes, I will also go Heart Foundation.
Another unanimous. Look at that.
Now, I did not expect when I picked these months, I just blindly picked them. Okay.
Sure.
And just to give you an idea of where wrestling was in 1997, your number one tag team in 1997.
Wait, 1987.
No, I want to go 1997.
Oh, okay.
It's the unlikely duo of Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
They had one match during this time frame where they beat Owen and the Bulldog.
That's when they won the belts, right?
Yes, that's when they won the belt.
Weren't they working each other after they won the belt?
At the King of
Yep.
the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then Shawn got hurt again, and that's how we got Dude Love. 1997, people. But in 1987, your number one tag team is the Road Warriors. They are engrossed in a feud with the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez and Rick Rude, where they are challenging them for the NWA titles. They are beating them in the NWA. They are losing to them in the CWF. They also have wins in the NWA over Arn and Lex, Rick, and Tully in six-man tag action, where they're teaming with the Theroux. They beat this powerhouse duo, Mike Force and Rick Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
And they also have a win over Kevin Sullivan and the Tahitian Prince. Closer?
Yeah.
Closer, better?
No, it was good. Yeah.
And then they lost with Dusty to the team of Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, and Tully Blanchard to end out the month.
Yeah, to me, this is a no-brainer. This is the one that I'll give to the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
I will also go Road Warriors.
I think you kind of have to. No, I mean, like Shawn and Austin were just like an unlikely thrown together.
Yeah, it was all that was all for storyline. Whereas the Road Warriors were a legit team.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to make a case to not go Road Warriors here. So Road Warriors for me as well.
Road Warriors across the board. They only defended the tag titles once, Shawn and Austin, and it was against the Legion of Doom on a Raw where they lost by countout.
Right.
And then they keep those tag titles on them until
King of the Ring.
Until July, when I guess the titles are held up because Shawn's hurt, and Austin has to find a partner, and it's Dude Love against the Hart Foundation for the vacant championships.
Yep.
And it's so weird because at that time, Taker's the champ, and he's doing house show loose where he's defending the titles against Brett.
This is ACH, and you are.
Brett and Austin in three-way dances. So it's real weird stuff here.
Damn.
Right? And they go, double DQ at the King of the Ring 97?
Double DP?
What?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Double DP. Sexy.
Well,
No, but you couldn't have had either one of those guys lose it at that point in 1997.
It sounds like 87's got a victory here.
yeah, we got two draws, but it really doesn't matter because the final score anyway is 6-2. So even if they went to 1997, it didn't matter. Just to recap: Idol and Rich, everybody but HK, who went Furnace and LaFon. Zukov and Ustinov were HK and Matt. Tony and Kevin took the Gangstas. Harlem Heat, HK, but everybody else took Mike Graham and Steve Kern. Everyone took the Fantastics over the new Blackjacks. Everyone took the Eliminators over the Lightning Express. We had a split. Tony and Matt took the Midnight Express, while HK and K took Owen and Davey. Hall and Nash were unanimous over the Can-Am Connection. Rock and Roll Express unanimous over the LOD. Heart Foundation unanimous over the Steiner Brothers. And the Road Warriors, what a rush, over the unlikely duo of Shawn Michaels and Steve Austin.
Nice. That was a lot of fun.
It was good, man. That's the top 10 is good times.
I enjoy the top 10. I was not gonna lie, when I went to October 87, I was excited. When I went to October 97, I was a little disappointed in the tag team scene then.
Yeah, it's kind of how it was. Both companies were shying away from tag teams at that point too, which is why you didn't get the depth in the tag team divisions.
Yeah. And Eric Bischoff has made it clear that like he just didn't want to love tag team wrestling because like why pay two guys to go places when you can only pay one for a singles match?
Yeah, but some of his best friends over there were Hall and Nash, who were constantly tag teaming.
No,
you know?
But they could easily be singles guys too. I'm talking about like guys like American Males or Harlem Heat.
American Males.
American Males.
Slam your grandma, people.
No, I'm telling you, those are his words, not mine.
Yeah.
Handsome Kevin, you know that, right?
What's that?
If you play American Males backwards, it says slam your grandma.
Get the hell out of town.
Nope. Matt, can we pull this up?
I don't have the connect. I don't know where my fucking wire
All right,
is.
let me see if I can pull this up.
So I would love to pull that up. While you're looking at that, guys, if you've listened to the show, you watched the show, please, it's very important to us if you can head over to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're watching the show, please leave a rating and a positive review. Give us 5 stars, subscribe, tell your friends. Got a couple extra shekels. Maybe you buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Wizards Podcast. And if you don't have a couple extra bucks, all that other stuff is free. It's free. Just to hit the like button. If you subscribe, leave a little review, give 5 stars. It costs you nothing. If you do have a couple extra bucks, you don't need another wrestling t-shirt, right? You're like, you know what? I'm going to hold off on the t-shirts. It's summer. It's hot. I got shirts with no sleeves on anyway. You want to check out the Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. $3 a month gets you a bonus content. And you want the bonus content because HK, KJG, and Brundon banged out 2 awesome episodes over the weekend, and they are available now on our Patreon. One is about the San Diego Comic-Con releases of the action figure stuff.
Nope.
Oh, we didn't do that one.
No, we didn't do that one because we didn't.
Awesome. That's even better.
Yeah, we did. We did unresolved storylines.
All right.
And we did things that we thought when we were younger in professional wrestling, storylines, characters, gimmicks that we thought were real in real time.
Oh, that's awesome. I should have read the Patreon descriptions when you guys emailed them to me.
It's fine, Matt. You got a lot on your plate, brother. It's all good, bro.
But that's the bonus content coming out the ears for you guys. $1 a month gets you mentioned on the show. For the new Patreons, $3 a month gets you our bonus content and the whole back catalog. So everything we've ever done, you get for $3 a month. $5 a month will plug your social medias, and then $10 a month you go into the monthly pot where you get to be a part of the show. Special thanks to the mid-carders and legends, Kathy Hummer, Manny Crazzo, Danny Rusinello, not Danny Russ on the Twitter machine, Kate Hensler at I don't know what her fucking handle is, at Miss Kate Fabe, Matt Grifo at Whodat Matt 81, Thomas Kopp at High Five Tom, Brendan Haney at Irish Misfit, Ryan Schlong at Mark Order Pod, Mike Peterson, LOL Mike Peterson, Kevin Rogue at JJ Rogue means something. I don't know. He's part of the fucking Wizards. I don't even know why he's still up there. Michael Hammond, David Henry Bauer the third. Bauerhausen is doing the videos on the YouTube, those little clips, so check them out. And of course, William Mercier Jr., W. Mercier Jr. on the Twitter machine. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Vince, one of the hosts of Inclusive Breakdown. His wife sent us a little care package today. We got some rhubarb jelly, some rhubarb butter. We got some dandelion jelly. We got some bell pepper jelly. Delicious stuff. So shout out to Vince for those goodies.
How much of that jelly you gonna put on your dick so your dog can lick it off?
I put it on my dick so I can lick it off. Well, I give my dog a good time.
You got a dog?
Who the fuck did he ever beat? No.
They don't know he has a dog.
Speaking of which, time to slam your grandma.
Slam your grandma.
We'd like to thank Tod Gordon for joining us. Get his book tomorrow on Amazon.
Yes, God is God, the authorized story of how I did something in the ECW.
That's right.
Todd, just put fucking Todd and God to your Amazon and it'll pop up. We all have pre-ordered the gimmick, so we'll definitely be talking about that in a couple weeks. And we can definitely have Todd back on when he fixes his fucking headset. I'll put his balls about that later. Shout out to Matthew Birch, the True Printer Pro. He had an untimely death in his family, so nice to see him in the chat. Hope he's doing well. Much love and support from the Wizards to you, Matthew Birch. And check out our Discord. There's a link in our link tree on our social media on Twitter. And it's just a great community, a great place where people come to hang out and talk wrestling and sports and music and all sorts of good stuff. So if you want to be a part of that community with us loving and caring people, please do so. Next week, we might have a guest, so I want to talk to you guys about that when we punch out. But we're going Wrestler's Court next week, where Handsome Kevin's going to try and defend XPW, and I will be bringing to the board why XPW is the shits. I won't have all the time to show the show that is going to run here in Newark this weekend, but I'm sure I'll have something from that show to bring to Judge Tony. That's it, man. We'll be back next week with another fun show. It's going to be a hot one out here in Jersey, so stay hydrated. Take care of yourself. Watch your grandma. Don't slam your grandma.
Don't do that.
Don't slam your grandma. And God, I don't know.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Diana.
Slam your grandma. Everybody, slam your grandma. Slam